this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. University Sportswear is your one-stop shop to help promote your business and always provide superior customer service. No matter what apparel you need for your team or customers, University Sportswear can make it happen. Visit universitysportswearenc.com for contact information. University Sportswear, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Go Pirates!
The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Pirate fans, welcome to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show, brought to you by U.S. Cellular. Be sure to visit one of ECU graduate Brandon Tate's Platinum-certified U.S. Cellular stores and experience the highest standard of customer service. Call in on the live line at 317-1250. Now, with a complete recap of the game and your phone calls, live from the Pirate Radio studios, here's your host of the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter, Clip Brock.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start this baby as ECU's defense does what they do, gets a stop. It's going to be 4th down for Navy, 1:25 left to go. Pirates trying to score some points today and keep the non-shutout streak alive. They are down 10-0 to Navy. It has been another putrid day for this offense. We will talk about the sad numbers on that side of the ball and take your calls, 317-1250. Only positive is, for us anyway, we have enjoyed some wings over Greenville, and that'll drown your sorrows as well as you watch some football this afternoon and this evening. Our number is 317-1250. Give us a call. The live line is open, 317-1250. We'll be back. Jason Nichols, Billy Weaver, Shirley, Joey. I'm Clip Brock, back with you after this.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at U.S. Cellular, so you can connect with all your family members this holiday season. You can even call your aunt, who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Get the gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. Get any phone free today. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Once you get the meat and cheese for your sub freshly sliced right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to dial-up internet. Am I connecting to space to order Jersey Mike's? Any day now. Okay, it's about to connect. What? Who picked up the phone? Nope, there's no going back once you see it freshly sliced at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
Okay, honey, the holidays are almost here. You know we're hosting, right?
Yes, dear.
Did you get those things done that I asked you to do?
Yes, dear.
Really?
Yes, dear.
You cleaned the gutters, pressure washed the driveway, and replaced our HVAC system?
Yes, dear. Doing it right now.
Really? Because it looks like you're sitting in your chair watching football.
I called Delcor. They got us a brand new HVAC unit for just $120 a month.
Wow, $120 a month? That's pretty good.
And for only $30 more a month, we got the Delcor service plan that covers preventative maintenance and repairs, including parts and labor, for 10 years. That's them.
Wow, that is a great deal. Well, the kids and I are going out. Enjoy the game.
Yes, dear.
Visit DelcorInc.com to find out how you can get a new replacement HVAC system for under $120 a month. With top-of-the-line manufacturers like Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Go to DelcorInc.com or call Delcor, the service professionals.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Hurry in now now for our best Black Friday extravaganza ever at Bustic Sugg Furniture. Once a year savings on exciting looks for your entire home, plus a discount equal to 2 times the sales tax. Black Friday deals and steals on Bassett, Lazy Boy, and Kincaid. You'll only find at Bustic Sugg, plus 6 months special financing or up to 60 months special financing. It's more than a sale. It's the Black Friday extravaganza, and it's going on now at Bustic Sugg Furniture.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
Bud Light was brewed to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard. Like when the game is going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy it in a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Rajay Harris, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right. Pirates are trying to put together the Brown and Wood drive of the game. If they don't score here, we don't have one. But we'll still thank Brown and Wood for their sponsorship. 317-1250. East Carolina has it down 10-0. And goodness gracious, what an ugly effort today offensively for the Pirates. Looking at the UBE stat sheet real quick as of right now, Pirates just converted their second third down of the day. They're 2 for 13 on third downs. They have 9 total first downs, 28 rushing yards, 149 passing yards for a total of 177. A couple of picks, a couple of fumbles lost. Just been a nightmare offensively for the Pirates. Billy and Jason?
I tweeted it out. It's the worst offense I think I've ever seen. I've been watching football a long time. I played football, not at the level you did, but I've never seen an offense this inept ever in my life. It's the craziest thing.
It's pretty bad. I mean, like, you watch this, and we talked about it pregame, Clip. You talked about maybe some momentum. And I said, nah, there's no such thing as momentum from game to game. It's your work that you got to do throughout the week that gets you prepared for the game. But,
and inbound, that's the game.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you know,
Mike Houston yelling, spike it, but it won't matter. And the Pirates have been shut out.
Yeah.
10-0.
Because the first time you and I were talking about this, it's been Syracuse 96.
Yeah, 96, 97 maybe.
Shutout, I think.
Yep.
There you go. All right, we have lines locked and loaded. We'll get to your calls. 317-1250. Pays, Logan, Sam. We'll get to y'all. We'll start with Cameron in Goldsboro. Hey, Cameron.
Hey, what's up, guys? Watching this bum of a head coach, Mike Houston, shake the opposing head coach's hands on the TV. I mean, I never thought I would see a day where I felt more lowly for our program after that loss to North Carolina A&T a few years ago in the Scotty Moe era. But this game makes me feel worse than that. I never thought I'd feel this way again. I mean, this is the worst offense I've ever seen. We're the worst offense in the country. We're worse than Iowa. Just the total incompetence in our offensive coaching staff, in game plans, in recruiting. It's just a disgrace, guys. There's no reason why. Shout out to the defense. Our defense played spectacular. There's no reason we should be losing to Navy if we only allow them to have 10 points. But it's just it's shocking. It's abysmal. It's quite frankly, you know, we've called and said it all year. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to the program. It's a disgrace to the fans. I look at all the ECU fans that are at the game today. No other team in this conference would bring the amount of away fans for a 2-8 team than what you saw with East Carolina today, and it's pathetic. You know, I saw everything on Twitter and social media this week. You know, $500,000 raised for NIL. College football is a business. I have to ask this question though: when you make an investment, is what this NIL stuff is, you're expecting a rate of return. Do we have the confidence that even with this extra amount of money coming in, that Mike Houston can get it turned around with this offensive coaching staff. To me, that's just a bad investment. And just to say that, if Mike Houston had, let's say Mike Houston had $800,000 this past offseason, would this team be any better? I don't. Yes, it's the players, but true and behold, I think it's just the offensive system in general. Even when we had Holton Ahlers, Keaton Mitchell, I mean, last year we should have won 10 or 11 games, but the offense struggled in certain situations due to necessarily the game planning. Like I said, we should have lost the Navy last year. We should have beaten State. We should have had possibly beaten Cincinnati. This offensive system that Mike Houston has brought with him from the FCS level just cannot work at the FBS level, guys. Mike Houston wants to run at your mouth, hard-nosed, physical football. But the problem with that is we have nobody that's physical enough on the offensive line or defensive line that can do that for every game. This offensive system is a failure. It needs to be changed. Donnie Kirkpatrick has to go. Honestly, I'm on the fire Mike Houston train. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think we should get rid of Mike Houston because there's absolutely zero reason you should go from 8-5 to 2-9, and we're probably going to lose to Tulsa too. I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just apathetic because it's a disgrace. I've already called in this season and laid out my frustrations. It's a disgrace. It's embarrassment to the program. It's embarrassment to the town of Greenville. Y'all need to go look at what Rajay Harris's dad posted on Twitter. He'll probably enter the transfer portal tomorrow. It's unacceptable, and I don't know if NIL money is going to help change it. I think this coaching system, the offensive system, has to change, guys. And like I said, I'm apathetic at this point. It's just a joke. As always, go Pirates.
All right, there is Cameron in Goldsboro. Do you have something, Billy?
No, I just some of this. He hit on some of the stuff that we talked about off the air.
All right, well, we'll keep the calls rolling. 317-1250. That opens up a line on the Pirate Radio Live line. Sam is up in Greenville. Hey, Sam.
Hey, y'all. Last time I called in was 2016 after we lost to South Carolina. I believe that was Scotty Montgomery's first loss. I was pretty upset then. Little did I know the pain and suffering that I was going to go through for the better part of a decade. It has been in total, I think, it has been 26 years, 1 month, and 14 days since we have been shut out. That was before I was even born. So I'm just upset. I just want to call and say that. I appreciate all y'all do, and go Pirates.
All right, Sam. First shutout of your life. And he just wanted to call in and say he was upset. That's what this show can be for sometimes. It can be for people being happy after a win, or just to say, you know what, I'm upset.
A little therapy.
Yeah, there you go. Talk it through. All right, 317-1250. We go to Annapolis and talk to Logan. Hello, Logan.
How's it going, fellas?
Hey, all right.
So 2 weeks ago, I said keep the faith. I'm trying my best right now not to throw my phone across the parking lot. Because I've never been more offended to wear purple and gold in my life. I mean, like you said before, 26 years we've got blanked by Navy. Blake Carroll, I was midway through the fourth quarter. I looked at my cousin. I said, dude, Blake Carroll's in the freaking press box looking at Donnie K with his hands up going, I've done everything I possibly could do. He's recovered multiple fumbles. He blocked the stinking field goal and kept us in the ball game all stinking day. And Donnie K, he's like, I'm just going to bury my head in the mud and just not do my job. So obviously, we know Donnie K is going to be gone. But I am just so far past the point of watching this. I mean, I made the drive up here yesterday, excited. I said, we're going to come off of a win. Maybe we get some, we get some self-esteem a little bit. We go out there and go dunk pads. And we just went out there and played patty cake with them all day on offense. Defense, once again, hats off to them. But I am so just so angry. I mean, we are abysmal. Sub 100 yards in the first 3 quarters. Once again, it's like watching Bill Murray and Groundhog Day. Just the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. 2-9. We're going to go 2-10 because we're going to lose to Tulsa next week. The only thing that we have looking forward next week is the tailgating scene and being out there with the other Pirates. But, oh, my goodness, I'm so upset, y'all.
Hey, good call, Logan.
Later.
Yeah, all right, man. Don't throw your phone. Don't throw anything. Remain calm. But good call. We feel your frustration. I don't know how Blake Carroll's head hadn't exploded at this point. I don't know how it hasn't boiled over. Jason, as a former Pirate, you want to tell us? You want to get into what you were saying may happen if this happened back when you played?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's hard to not take advantage of such a good defense, and because it's hard to stop people in today's age in football, and to say that we only gave up 10 points. How many did we give up versus Charlotte? Was it 10?
10, lost 10-7, I believe.
And gave up, 13 to
Tulane.
To Tulane.
That's
I mean, that's less
that's
than
winning
2
football.
touchdowns. That's winning football.
Dominating football.
Right.
And that's where the frustration, from these fans and stuff comes in, because, man, it's hard to play defense. I don't care where you are. It's hard to stop people. And we don't have any hope on offense. I mean, there's no hope there.
And as a coach, you know this better than anybody else, that you always try to tell your players, if you want to start pointing fingers, when you point one, there's 3 pointing back at you. Mm-hmm. This is the only time that I can remember it's justified to start pointing some fingers, because there is no question whatsoever where the problem is.
Yeah.
Well, and we all see it. Harold knows it, but he's not going to say anything about it.
He's not.
I bet you the biggest issue right now is there's no leadership from anybody on the offensive side. I'm talking about the players.
Right.
I know the coaches are, because they get paid to try to be the leader. But that's the problem. If it's the coaches, you're not getting better. It has to be the players that take it by the bull by the horns and say, fellas, we got to play better than this. We got to do better than this. And I can see that because we don't have a quarterback. That's why it's important to have a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
It's not because, whatever reason, that guy's typically the leader of that unit. You need somebody that can pull everybody on the same page and raise the standard. That's what I was talking about when I played here. We had a standard.
Yeah.
And you're going to practice to this standard, and you're going to play to this standard. And we held each other accountable. The coaches didn't have to do that.
That's right.
We did it.
Good teams do that, though. You hold yourself accountable. Good teams do that. This is not a good team right now.
Yes, it's a half a good team.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
And special teams have done a fairly good job.
Today was bad,
but for the most part, they've done their job too. So it's frustrating in that aspect.
Yeah.
317-1250. Let's go to Pays in Raleigh. What's up, Pays?
Fellas, how y'all doing? I know it's going to be a long one for y'all. So here's the deal. I don't want to hear anybody, and I see folks on these message boards, social media, oh, it's an NIL deal. Oh, it's an IPF deal. This don't have a damn thing to do with any of that. Okay, this is a coaching staff that has failed to develop players and evaluate talent. It's the two biggest things that is hurting this program right now. Now, if you want to use NIL, well, if I donate to the NIL and any of the fans donate to the NIL, well, we are stockholders in this program now. So we contribute money to this program, and it is we want this program to be at its highest level, or at least be able to not get shut out on national TV. So John Gilbert has to understand that now. And he has to make a decision. Now, listen, was it $3.3 million? I believe if they eliminate Mike Houston, I don't think I have let me say it this way: who has the confidence that Mike Houston can go in and change and get someone to change this offense? Y'all can talk about DK all y'all want, and listen, he's not the greatest offensive coordinator. End of the day, this is Mike Houston's system. This is what he wants to run. And do you have confidence in him going out and getting an offensive coordinator to be able to do something with this? This is I always talk about the 90s football, and I love talking about 1997 because, that's the year I graduated, but that's the last time we got shut out versus Syracuse. In 1997. This has become an ego thing for Mike Houston. You want to spike the ball at the end of the game to give your damn team a chance to kick a field goal so you can go in your press conference and say, oh, we didn't get shut out. Oh, we practiced good for 4 days. Well, guess what, Mike? I'm sitting in my recliner right now. Y'all one of those guys that's sitting in a recliner, and you're doing a piss-poor job of being the CEO of East Carolina football, and you need to be the one that's out. Y'all have a great day.
All right, B. Pays in Raleigh.
You were about to say something, Jason. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. It's all right.
Nah, B. Pays, I feel your pain, man. I mean, it's very frustrating, but I don't know. I mean, it is. I mean, I agree with a lot of what he just said there. I mean, you got to, at some point make tough decisions. And I don't know, man. It's just frustrating to be able to sit here and have to witness that. There are people that can come in here and fix this program.
Yeah.
He has to be willing to go out and find those people, and very qualified people that can come in here and fix the program.
Well,
and
I'm sorry.
No, and that's just what it takes. I mean, you can't, it can be done. It can be done.
It can be, and to kind of feed off that a little bit, and Paze's point on the NIL now changes the game totally. And in my perspective, this program is going to get worse before it gets better because of NIL. Because what happens now is when you get this NIL money, first of all, you don't think any of those players on defense are going to want some of that NIL money and say, look, if I don't get some of that, I'm gone. I ain't dealing with this, not getting any NIL money, putting my heart out there and playing like I'm playing each week and the offense not doing anything. And then you're bringing in a quarterback that's not proven and you're going to give him X amount of dollars while we're over here doing all the work. So that's where the NIL becomes a major issue.
I agree with that, but I think in if we're taking this from a professional standpoint,
because now you have to, it's a business perspective.
It's business perspective. Like, there's certain guys that you say, yes, we got to pay that guy.
Yep.
Right? We got to pay that guy. And we may have to pay that guy. But those other guys that come to you, you got to be willing to cut bait.
Absolutely.
I mean, because they got to understand, one, that you can go out in the portal all you want. 60% of the people that go in the portal does not get picked up. So they can come threaten you with the portal. Oh, I'm going to leave.
Yep.
And you know what? You got to say, sir, I appreciate all you done for me. And you go. You got to determine whether or not that kid's replaceable or
That's
not.
right.
And if that kid is not replaceable, you better find a way to pay him.
Yeah.
If you think you can find another player equal or better than him, you say, I'll see you. And I think that's the way you got to build this thing. So we got NIL money. We got to make smart decisions with the NIL money. We have to make sure that we go out and find proven players. I said everybody screams the portal. The portal's not it. It's junior college.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you why. They have to play at the junior college. That kid that's transferring from XYZ University was standing on the sidelines. If he wasn't standing on the sidelines, he wouldn't be transferring. So go find the guys that are A, hungry, and B, that's played to where you can watch their film and you know exactly what you're going to get when they walk through the door.
Yep, I agree.
Let's get a break in so we can get back to your calls. Jack, Kenny, Kyle, Jackson, hang on. We'll get to you right when we return on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Keeping an eye on the scores. Maryland has the ball. They got a long ways to go, but they're only down 5 to Michigan, 29-24. Louisville has just scored a touchdown to go up on Miami, 37-31 with 4 minutes left to go. Oklahoma, a 7-point lead over BYU, 31-24. Georgia and Tennessee getting underway shortly. We'll have it all for you on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard. Back with you on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show after this.
It's bow time. Chicken or biscuits? That's an impossible choice. How can you decide between Bojangles' perfectly crispy, boldly seasoned chicken or their fluffy, made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits? Well, the good news is you don't have to. With a Cajun chicken filet biscuit, you get the best of both worlds. An all-white meat chicken breast marinated with a bold blend of seasonings and served up on a fluffy, golden buttermilk biscuit. When it comes to real-deal Southern flavor, there's no reason you can't have it all. Order a Cajun chicken filet biscuit today. It's bow time.
In football, it takes great offense, defense, and special teams to make the perfect team. With New Blue, it takes great service in plumbing, electrical, and HVAC to make the perfect team. This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing, and we have teamed up with Viva Electric and Roland Black Heating and Cooling to form New Blue Service Group. Same great local team, same great local service. Let us help you tackle any issues you may have. Just go to callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. New Blue Service Group, where we are redefining service excellence. Go Pirates.
I'm Caleb Stroud, the founder of Stroud's Marine. I grew up on the water and I've loved boating my entire life. In 2012, I decided to give back to the marine community by creating a way for boaters to order pre-owned salvage marine parts online. Stroud's Marine was born to offer incredible prices and unparalleled customer service. We stand behind every part we sell, and our mission is to save you money and get you back on the water as quickly as possible. Visit StroudsMarine.com today for more information. Stroud's Marine, your best source for salvage outboard parts.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
This is Brian Harris with 360 Golf Carts, Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. We have E-Z-Go, club car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by my shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, we have you covered. We will even deliver right to you. So come see me, Brian Harris, on Highway 43 just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Get holiday shopping done today at Naughty Life in downtown Washington. This is Gina from Naughty Life, and our store is stocked with the best gifts for your family and friends. Need a new Yeti cup or cooler? Then you can find it here at Naughty Life. Looking for some jewelry, sunglasses, or cool new apparel? Come to Naughty Life today. Also remember, we offer free gift wrapping and great customer service that will help you find a gift for the hard-to-buy person. Enjoy less holiday stress and more fun at Naughty Life on Main Street in downtown Washington.
Hey, I'm Holton Ahlers. No one knows better than me how important it is as a quarterback to have protection on the field to be successful. My frontline team is critical to my success. For your frontline insurance protection, you need the team at Buck Insurance Agency. Buck Insurance Agency is your local team and have been helping customers like you for over 30 years with their insurance needs. When you need insurance protection, you'll get the whole team with Brian Buck and his staff. Call toll-free at 877-357-1966. Go Pirates.
Let me show you what goes on behind the scenes when making a Shaq-a-Roni. We created Shaq-a-Roni my way, an extra large pizza topped with extra cheese and extra pepperoni. It's a simple recipe. We take everything you love, then we build it bigger. Pizza gets bigger when you Shaq-a-Roni.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
This is Carter Spivey, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, let's give you an update on some of the games that kicked off at noon as well. This became a final just a little while ago. Army defeated Coastal Carolina 28-21. Louisville and Miami are in an absolute dogfight right now. With about 4 minutes to go in the game, Louisville just scored a touchdown, so they lead Miami 38-31. Michigan has a 29-24 lead over Maryland with 5.5 minutes to go in that game. Michigan State holding on to a 3-point lead, 24-21 over Indiana in the fourth. Oklahoma leads BYU 31-24 with about 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Penn State beat Rutgers 27-6. Alabama routed Chattanooga 66-10. SMU hanging on to a 38-34 lead over Memphis with less than 30 seconds to go. Mississippi State beat Southern Miss 41-20. Liberty has a 42-10 lead over UMass in the third quarter. App State leads James Madison 10-5 in the second quarter. That is a look at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, brought to you by The Buck. They have all the fun for your Sunday Fun Day covered. Every Sunday, kick off the day at The Buck with the largest 4K screen in Greenville, along with 18 TVs, so you don't miss a game. They have mimosa specials, a Bloody Mary menu, and pizza all day from Pizza Hut. And don't forget the weekly jersey giveaway starting at 5 o'clock. Score every Sunday at DeBuck. Now let's head back into the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
That would be pretty classic if James Madison hosts College Game Day and then loses to Appalachian State 10-5. Weird score.
What they don't know is Appalachian State was what James Madison is trying to become.
Right. Yeah.
Weird Saturday.
There you go. Jack, Kenny, Kyle, hang on. We get back to your calls. We just enjoyed some more wings over Greenville. They'll deliver right to your door. 758 Wing, and made us feel, I guess, a little bit better after this 10-0 pitiful performance by the Pirates today. All right, let's go to Jackson in Morehead City. Hello, Jackson.
Clip.
Yo.
You can butter my balls and call me Skipper. 2-9. I never thought I'd see the day. But here we are. So, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. We got a kicker who remembers where he was on 9/11. I mean, the rest of the kids on the team are 17. I'm furious, tired of it. Don't know where to go from here. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks.
All right. Well, I think you meant the punter.
The punter.
I don't,
Luke Larson.
I don't know what butter my balls means, but
it's turkey season.
Interesting call nonetheless. Yeah,
turkey season.
All right, we go to Kyle in LaGrange next. Hello, Kyle.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Wonderful, I'm sure. I don't even know where to begin. I kind of at a loss for words at this point. First shutout in 26 years, 1997. I remember that day well as Syracuse destroyed us in the Carrier Dome. The difference was after that game we made changes and ended up going 5-6. Played NC State last game of the regular season for a chance to become bowl eligible and have a winning season. Fell short. No chance of that this year. This is year 5. 3 losing seasons out of 5 years. So people keep forgetting that. A lot of people keep talking about back-to-back bowl seasons. Yeah, that's true. But this is 3 losing seasons out of 5. And this ain't just a losing season. This is pathetic. There ain't no excuse to play that bad on offense. None whatsoever. None. I know Navy has a good defense. I followed Navy's defense all year. I love Coach Newberry. Thought he did a great job down in Kennesaw. But just pathetic. For the defense to play that well multiple times this year and you not to be able to capitalize and the day to get shut out is just beyond embarrassing. And to me, it goes back. Pays made some great points. And believe me, when me and Pays are in complete agreement, that's saying a lot. It goes back to piss poor evaluation of quarterback talent, piss poor development of quarterbacks, poor recruiting all around. Yeah, NIL. Look, I give to NIL. I'm a member of Team Boneyard. I encourage everybody else to join Team Boneyard. Go to teamboneyard.org and join. NIL. Look, New Mexico State. Ask Doug Martin, former offensive coordinator. He coached New Mexico State for a long time. New Mexico State's the poorest program in FBS. Literally. Las Cruces, New Mexico, and New Mexico State are beyond poor. They're 8-2. It ain't because of NIL. It's because they hired a successful head coach named Jerry Keel, who's been a winner at multiple levels, including in the Big Ten at Minnesota. He hired a Division III head coach to be his offensive coordinator, and they're winning because of coaching. It damn sure ain't because of NIL. So, yeah, we need to give the NIL, but that ain't the answer. Mike Houston deserves to be fired because it is complete neglect on the offensive side of the ball that has put us in this situation from a recruiting standpoint, from a development standpoint, and from an evaluation of the quarterback standpoint. There's no excuse, man. And then the whole game, at this point it's Flynn's job, but Flynn ain't even going to be here next year. He's going to be a doctor. Garcia ain't the answer, but why not try something different? You see it ain't working all game. We're not going anywhere. We don't switch the quarterback out. It probably wouldn't have made a difference. But we don't even try it. I don't know, man. I think he's just got to go. I think he's got to go. They want more people to give the NIL. I think you got to get rid of Houston. And people, we can't afford to fire him. Well, we save $900,000 if we fire him. That's the way I look at it, because we pay him $900,000 more each year if we keep him. I've been through this a million times. If we keep him, if he would change his approach on offense, let's say he goes hire a Seth Luttrell. If you don't know who Seth Luttrell is, look it up. He successful head coach at North Texas, was offensive coordinator at UNC under Larry Fedora. Right now he's an analyst at Oklahoma. He would bring in an up-tempo spread offense, but Houston's not going to do that. He likes to play Big Ten football. That ain't going to work at East Carolina. And Houston does not know how to develop a program long-term because he ain't ever been anywhere long-term. I feel like I'm a broken record because I say the same thing every damn week. He was at Lenore Ryan 3 years, the Citadel for 2 years, James Madison 3 years, and James Madison sure ain't missed him. He's got to go. I just don't think he can fix it. Some people need to step up and write checks. I know you got a lot of people who don't want to give the team bowling yards because they don't like the Hintons, and that's fine. You know, Troy's boss, Harry Smith, maybe he needs to write a check and get rid of Mike Houston. I mean, there's a lot of people with money that probably are sick of this crap just like I am, and they need to step up. Gilbert sent out that letter yesterday begging everybody to give the NIL. Why don't Gilbert step up and have some balls? All you see him do is writing little letters. Why don't you get out and speak to Pirate Nation? Apologize for this bull crap that's on the football field. All we do, we get Mike Houston in press conferences talking about angry fans with hate in their heart. Well, this angry fan right here has been around here a lot longer than you, and I'll be around here after your ass is gone. And how dare he say angry fans with hate in their hearts, spewing hate, whatever he said. How dare he call out fans when we give our money to the Pirate Club, when we give our money to NIL, and he has the nerve to call us out making over $2 million a year. I'll make nowhere near that, yet they want me to give my money to NIL and then produce this piss-poor product on the football field. Some things have to change, and it ain't all Donnie Kirkpatrick. They want to put all this on a 67-year-old offensive coordinator or however old Donnie K is. Well, who hired him? Who kept him here this long? Who trusted his evaluation of quarterback talent? Who made the decision not to aggressively pursue a quarterback in the portal? That was all on the head coach, Mike Houston. When I blame people, I blame the people at the top. Mike Houston, John Gilbert. That's who I'm looking at. I'm not going to sit there and blame players. I'm not going to call out our punter, who is on AARP, by the way. Something has to change, and it needs to be more than just Donnie Kirkpatrick. And if we get rid of Donnie and keep Mike, Mike has to commit to a complete philosophy change on offense. We need to be able to recruit offensive linemen that are able to take a wider split. We can't get it tight like we're trying to do and run this pro-style BS. It just ain't going to work here. I'm done. Go Pirates. I don't know if I'll be at Tulsa or not. Who really cares?
Kyle from LaGrange calling in.
So I do agree on a lot of the things he said, most of the stuff he said anyway. The Gilbert thing, look, my whole stance on this, and I might even get heat from the university about this. I don't care because I don't work for the university. But let me tell you something. When I read that, how many times have you guys gotten something, and our viewers and callers out there, ask yourself, how many times have you got something in the mail on a letterhead or something asking you for money? And how many times did you immediately look at it, rip it up, and throw it in the trash? How many times on the flip side has somebody called you and it's a little harder to get them off the phone and say no to somebody's face? Why are they not calling everybody they can? Screw these letters asking for money. And I agree. Somebody make it. Has John Gilbert made any NIL contributions? I don't know. Has Mike Houston? I think Cliff Godwin gives his money back to ECU. I've seen that. Anybody else over there? Hello? Nobody?
Don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether
I know,
they
yeah.
have it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big question.
Yeah.
317-1250. Let's go to Kenny in Blunt's Creek. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, guys. We'll start off with a positive. Y'all guys look really good up there on the big screen outside that I'm watching.
His big screen at home.
Okay.
Yeah, but, let's go ahead and get the apologies out of the way. Just for a fan that loves football, I'd like to apologize to the defense that y'all really had to suffer through this pathetic offense and wasted y'all's great talent this year. The defense has played winning football all year long. They've done everything we've asked from them and gave us chances to win, but we can't play offense. We're terrible. I don't really know what the answers are. I just know that next Saturday, game starts about 2, should be over around 6:30. There's not a press release about 6:30, 7 o'clock from East Carolina saying that there's some changes in offensive coordinator. announcing that the Alex Flynn, who's not a good quarterback, is not coming back next year, that Mason has hit the portal, and that we're going to go out and find us a quarterback, and Mike Houston is willing to make a change on his philosophy on offense, it's going to be hard to pony up some money when it comes time for Pirate Club dues next year and paying for 5-6 tickets like I do. I ain't got that kind of money, and I'm tired of putting it into a program that don't want to give it back to us. And it's just sad. I'll end on this. We just, one time today, we had a chance to score points, and that was what, a 50, 40-plus yard field goal try, and that's it, guys. Nothing else. It's sad. We'll see you next Saturday, guys. Stop by the tailgate. We'll have some fun, and you might even catch us wearing a bag during the game.
All right, Kenny in Blunt's Creek. Appreciate the call, as always, Kenny. 317-1250. We'll keep it rolling with Jack in Greene County. Hey, Jack.
Hey, brother. How you doing, Cliff?
Doing all right. What's up?
Man, I appreciate you guys. I know it's a suffrage every week, especially when it's a loss. I want to say how great we have it in basketball and baseball. We've got some really good coaches. I think that, McNeil and Swartz, and obviously Cliff, that Cliff Godwin is the man in baseball. We've got some really positive steps there, and I'm really proud about that and really happy. It's interesting to see that we're still continuing with our philosophy of don't give the backup quarterbacks any chances, no matter what their, the person ahead of them in line is doing. I'm glad that we're not about the next man up philosophy, because that has worked out swell for us. I also am amused at the asking for money when's the last time you heard them say, hey, listen, guys, we're on the cusp of a cancer, cure. We need about $20,000 more to pay these professors or these researchers that are doing it. It's thank God that the basketball teams are doing great. Thank God it's almost baseball season. Thank you, Wings Over Greenville, for feeding, our friends there. And we love you guys. And as always, go Pirates. What a sham. What a shaft. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys.
All right. What an end to that call. Thank you, Jack, in Greene County. 317-1250. We'll get another break in. We got Mason, William, and Ryan hanging on, and we have one open line, and we've got a Tennessee Volunteer touchdown. Is that a kickoff, Jason?
Handoff.
Oh, first play from scrimmage to the house.
About 80, 75 yards?
Yeah, it's Tennessee. 6-0 PAT pending over number 1 Georgia. All right, we'll be back with your calls when we return on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show after this.
Pizza, subs, slice, ice.
Jenny, what are you doing?
Just letting the Pirate Nation know that Cuccinella's has 2 locations. One in downtown Greenville across from Sub Dogs, and now in Midtown Greenville beside Best Buy. Did you know Cuccinella's is open every day with $6 lunch specials, slices all day, beer, wine, and their famous homemade gelato? Cuccinella's in downtown Greenville, and now their new location next to Best Buy. Go Pirates!
Hey you. Yeah, you. Have you heard? Greenville Auto World is under new ownership and is now part of the DriveHereNow.com network. DriveHereNow.com is run by local people who buy, service, detail, and sell everything directly to you. Greenville Auto World is now the 5th dealership to join the DriveHereNow.com network. Get car shopping today at DriveHereNow.com and choose a location near you. DriveHereNow.com, serving Eastern North Carolina for over 47 years and proud supporter of the Pirates.
Save a load on a new John Deere compact utility tractor and loader from Quality Equipment. It's never been easier to get the best brand on the market at an unbeatable cash price or with great financing at our lowest ever monthly payment. Now is the time to get that tractor package you've been dreaming of to get your next job done right. Stop by one of our 36 locations in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, or visit us online at QualityEquip.com.
Here with Christy Conway today from ENC Pirate Realty, and you guys are more than real estate agents.
That's right. We also provide property management services for rental properties. We have found that rental property owners have difficulty managing their rental properties effectively. We can provide full-service property management to those owners to include advertising their homes for rent, tenant screening, rent collections, and maintenance coordination. If you have real estate or property management questions, contact us at encpiraterealty.com. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Taylor from Fleet Feet, making sure you have the best and most comfortable shoes this tailgate season. Locally owned and operated by ECU alums Chris and Kendra Lunyon, Fleet Feet of Greenville provides solutions through one-on-one services to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoes, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come see us at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf and Ski location. Fleet Feet, we run for you.
Everyone has their origin story, and for countless riders on the road, track, and trail, that story started on a Honda dirt bike. Honda's lineup of CRFF trail bikes has ignited a passion for riders everywhere, and along the way, they've helped teach responsibility, instill confidence, and form bonds between family and friends. Honda is thrilled to introduce the latest CRFF trail bike lineup, available now at Ron Ayers Motorsports. For those riders just starting out, there's the CRF 50F and CRF 110F, both featuring an automatic clutch. For younger teens and smaller adults, there's the CRF 125F and 125F big wheel. You get a bump in power, seat height, and performance. And then there's the CRF 250F, a fun trail bike that offers plenty of usable power and the kind of durability Honda is known for. See the full lineup today at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville, and we'll see you on the trails.
Washington's favorite place to eat and where all the locals go is down on Main Street. Down on Main Street's famous weekday lunch specials are only $7.99. Stop by for the house salad with grilled chicken, the half club sandwich with chips, or everyone's favorite, the fried shrimp plate. After work, Down on Main Street is the perfect spot for dinner and a drink on the patio. Join Down on Main Street every Wednesday for half-price wings from 4 to close. Down on Main Street in historic downtown Washington. Go Pirates!
Turkey, ham, bacon, these and other meats are great around the holidays and every other day, but they all leave behind grease when you cook them, and grease is a real pain in the drain. When you pour grease down a drain, it cools and can clog sewer lines. That can lead to sewer spills, which are messy, bad for the environment, and can also be expensive. Never pour grease down the drain. Instead, collect it in a container like a used soup can or jar. Let it cool and throw it away in the trash. Together, we can protect our sewer system and the environment. For more information, go to guc.com.
This is Ryan McChrystal from ECU Baseball, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 317-1250, the number. If you're calling in now, you're getting a busy signal because our four lines are locked and loaded. If you will, we've got almost 300 more viewers than we have likes on the YouTube. If you could hit that thumb, we'd appreciate that. If you have not subscribed, just click the subscribe, and we'd appreciate that as well. We got Shirley Rhodes answering your calls, young Joey on the video, Billy Weaver, Jason Nichols joining myself, Clip Rock, in the studio. We got Jacob Mason and William hanging on. Let's go to Ryan in Charlotte. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, guys. Yeah, that's another frustrating one today. I'm sure it's already been touched base on, but first time we've been shut out in a game since 1997. It's like the one stat ECU had to its name for a while was 26 years without a shutout, and that streak has unfortunately ended today. I mean, this is now the 10th time in program history we've lost 9 games or more in a season, and only once, it was 1994, that we were able to turn around 9 losses into a bowl game the following year. If we lose next week against Tulsa, it's going to be just the second time in program history we've lost double-digit games. in a year, and I just don't see how Mike Houston's job can be continued at any point. It's been just one frustrating collapse after another this entire season. Like, I thought Charlotte was rock bottom. This is somehow below that, but appreciate everything you guys do. I know it's been a frustrating and difficult year, but I always enjoy listening to Fifth Quarter. Go Pirates.
Ryan, I agree with you. I thought Charlotte was rock bottom as well, but today certainly was.
Yeah.
See, I disagree. I think Charlotte was still rock bottom. And the reason why I think Charlotte was rock bottom, because Charlotte wasn't a good program. What we saw today by Navy, that's a better team. They play better football than what Charlotte does. And at the end of the day, Charlotte's not a good football team. I know they got 3 wins or whatever they got. I mean, it didn't even pass the eye test. Only thing Charlotte had was a quarterback that could run speed option.
And they should have shut us out, too, if not for a muff punt, right?
Yeah.
The only way we scored in that game.
Charlotte, Marshall, App State, none of those are really good teams.
Nah.
And we lost all of them.
Right.
This is very interesting that Rajay's dad tweeted out about an hour ago. Out of all the things Rajay has done for this university, and this is how you repay him, this is a joke. The disrespect is unreal. Never missed a practice or a game. This is unreal. And then later on, he went on to tweet, a running back of his caliber needs to touch the ball at least 15 times a game, ECU, and then he has the emojis of covering your face kind of thing. So that just speaks volumes.
I've been saying, Jason, like I'm worried about it unraveling, like in the locker room and stuff, with the losses piling up, and I mean things like this happen when, unfortunately, when you have years like this.
Yeah,
it's finally reaching the breaking point for some.
Yeah,
it seems like.
Yeah,
and the frustration boils over like that on social media.
Yeah. That's the easy way to get to it nowadays.
It is, and it's the knee-jerk reaction, too, because people get frustrated. I've done that before, where you just get so frustrated. And, Clip, I've seen you tweet about the Commanders. So.
Yeah.
You get into it, and
Every
you're just
Sunday.
like, oh, God, I just can't stand it.
Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes I've been wanting to put stuff out there, and I say,
you're better at it than most
let me
of not
do
doing that.
And it's not working in the long run. Just understand.
I admire your self-control, Jason. Let me just say that.
Yeah, there's things I want to say sometimes that I don't say on here too.
All right.
We try to bait you, though.
Trying to get it out of
Clip baits them all the time.
We go to William in LaGrange next. Hello, William.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. William, you used to be a regular, right? I hadn't heard from you in a while.
Well, I know it's been a long time, and I joined the Pirate Club back when I was tickled to get the first down with Travis Hunter and Charlie LeBretta and those guys. I was even there when Jason Nichols, number 1, was in Tennessee. I was right there with you, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. But I thought the low point might have been A&T with Scotty May, but my God, today was just pathetic. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And I know you can draw a circle from Rocky Mount down to north of Wilmington, and I know we're poor alley. But there's some money there, but people are not going to put their money in a sorry-ass project. I mean, that's just the way it is, and I don't know what else to say. And the defense, bless their hearts, they have played good and win, I'm going to say, 4 to 5 ball games this year. And I know you're a team and you give it, but I don't think there's anybody to coach the offense that we got. And the only thing I would blame Mike Houston for is knowing what we had. And I think Mason would be a good quarterback, but he's got nobody to coach him, in my opinion. I'm a pretty decent fella, but I'm not an offensive coordinator, and I don't think we got one of them either. But it just breaks my heart, and I know it does everybody's, and I hadn't called in a while because I'm to the point now where apathy set in. I just don't give a damn anymore. But appreciate you guys. Love you.
All right. Hey, good to hear from you, William. You're a pretty decent feller, as you said. All right, 317-1250. Mason is up in Annapolis. He watched it all go down today. Hello, Mason.
That's not Garcia, is it?
We'll find out, I guess. Mason, are you there? I don't hear Mason.
He's in the locker room.
Coach took his phone. All right, you want to go to Jacob in Greene County? All right, what's up, Jacob? Did you drop too? You ain't got no patience. I know Monica hung on. We can go to Monica. Oh. Monica? Monica, you are up. Hello.
Hey guys, good to hear you again today on fifth quarter. Clip, I told you this is going to be the longest fifth quarter ever.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that evil on me.
Well, listen, there's been really nothing to say this year because it's been a little bit of the same old. But it's definitely an all-time low. Watching the game today, we had more turnovers than we could convert third downs. We had more penalty yards than we did rushing yards. We scored 0 points. We've not improved at all. We've gotten worse with all the coaching and the practice, and it's gotten much, much worse, and there's no excuse for it. But let me tell you what the all-time low is, because that's not even the worst story today. Our coach talks about, people with hate in their heart, and today proved that that's not the case. The absolute low of our season now is it is clearly obvious to the commentators who called us abysmal on today's show on national TV. Several times they commented that they just didn't see how, with this offense, we were going to be able to ever come out of this. So the cat is completely out of the national bag beyond just the fans, and there's no hiding it anymore. You can't stat your way out of it. You can't say, oh, we were in it, by just one play. It is clearly obvious, even to the commentators on TV, that we are abysmal. And I'm going to say this. Jeff Nadeau commented on that the very first game of ECU season, that our offense was abysmal. And I got to say, Nadeau was right, because our commentators today called it abysmal. Now, this is why people aren't going to give money to the NIL. People want to give. And I got to give a big shout-out to Sup Dogs. How great are our fans, and how great is the community at East Carolina University? Sup Dogs put on Twitter today that the next 10 people who donated $100, they'd get $100 back in a gift card. Well, kudos to our local community who does that. Our fans are doing it, and our local community is doing it. Where is the leadership at our university? Every Sunday I look for an announcement that there's a closed-door meeting. I'm waiting for that closed-door meeting. That closed-door meeting needs to come. If we want to win championships, somebody at the very top needs to start taking some action. We need to see some closed-door meetings. When you do that, then people will have confidence that you want to win championships and you want to put people in place. As always, I'm going to be there on Saturday. I'm going to root for my Pirates, but I want to see some closed-door meetings tomorrow.
All right, there is Monica in Greenville. Good call, Monica, as always. And yeah, the announcers, I feel like for a while they were trying to be as nice as possible and use a lot of code words and things like that. And finally they were like, man, I've seen enough.
You can't justify this.
Yeah.
Look, you can only shine up so long.
Yes.
And it's still a, piece of crap.
There you go. Shirley, you want to get to Bobby? Let's go Bobby in West Palm Beach before we get a break in. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, good afternoon, fellas.
What's up, man?
I'm like everybody else. I'm kind of at my wit's end, my rope's end, and I don't like to call for anybody's job. But I tell you what, if I was John Gilbert, Mike Houston would be relieved of his duties already. Not so much just because of the way the season's been, although it's been a dismal season. But I watched that game today, and we have a defense that has been balling out for 11 games. And we watched that game today, and we know we have no offensive line. They can't run block. They can't pass block. Makes it almost impossible for the quarterback and the rest of the team. But you know what? I think it was Kyle from LaGrange that said earlier, he's like, we didn't do anything different the whole game. Why don't we have we know how ineffective our offense has been. Why is there no package in there today for Garcia? If it's only 3 or 4 plays with him running, why is there no, I think Cy Hatfield's high school coach or something called in a couple of weeks ago. He was a quarterback in high school, I think. Wildcat, something, anything. All season long, we see the same thing. It's just vanilla, and it just isn't working, and we scored 0 points. We didn't do anything different at the main position on that offensive team the whole day. Sad, pitiful lack of leadership. And the other thing that really drives me crazy, we're down 10-0. Somehow, with a minute and a half, we still got some faint prayer, and Navy's punting the ball from midfield. And we don't bring 11 people to try and block the punt. We got the kicker, the punt returner standing back there at the 10-yard line. You know what? I've been watching ECU football since 1987. You know how many punt returns I've seen for a touchdown? I can count them on one hand.
I remember 5 or 6 that were called back on Keith Stokes because of blocks in the back. Remember those?
But you still somehow a miracle block a punt, scoop it up, score, onside kick. No, we're setting up for at best a 90-yard drive, and we can't drive the ball 10 yards. We've shown that all season long. I mean, where is the leadership? Where is try something new? I mean, try something different. I mean, how would you feel if you're on that defense today? My God, we're going to just get run there in 3 plays in a cloud of dust and punt it again and again and again. You did nothing. No creativity, no trick plays, no nothing. He's got to go. And I hate to say that because I like the guy. He took over a dumpster fire and did a good job for 4 or 5 seasons. But this is beyond anything he inherited. I mean, this is literally program epic ineptness on offense. I'd make Blake Harrell the interim, talk to him, and say, if we make you the head coach, what are you going to do on offense? And if he comes up with anything reasonable, you hire Blake Harrell before the whole defense leaves. I'm serious. This is pitiful. I mean, I got 76 years. I sat in that stadium and watched some bad football, but I've watched some great football too, and I know what we can do here. And this conference is watered down right there for our taking. And if we continue with Mike Houston, just expect more of the same. Go Pirates. Hopefully we win against Tulsa. I'm out.
Bobby, great call, man.
I don't know why that tickled me.
If he says anything.
If he says anything on offense.
If he even has a response.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you watch the SNL skits with Will Ferrell when he was playing Alex Trebek?
Yeah.
He's like, answer
Just
anything.
say anything.
Just write down anything.
Any word in the English language.
I will give you the answer. All you have to do is write it down. I love that sketch.
Bill, you got tickled.
That just immediately reminded me of that. That is hilarious. Oh, God.
317-1250. Paul Clifford, hang on. Zach, hang on. We got a couple open lines. We'll enjoy some more Wings Over Greenville during the break. They will deliver right to your door, 758-WING, and we'll be back with more of the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show after this.
Attention athletes and fans. Tiebreakers is looking for all-stars. Do you know an athlete who made a game-winning play, scored an amazing touchdown, or hit a huge home run? We're scouting Eastern North Carolina for this month's most outstanding athlete. Go to tiebreakersathlete.com to nominate your favorite player for the prestigious Athlete of the Month award. Tiebreakers, shining a light on the athletes that make Eastern North Carolina proud. Submit your nomination now at tiebreakersathlete.com.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, this is State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer right here in Greenville. We can switch your auto and home insurance so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Timothy Sawyer State Farm, it's easy to switch and save. Just give us a call, 493-0002. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
Here it is, a first down. Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, Louisville managed to hang on and defeat Miami down in Florida 38-31. Michigan intercepted a last chance attempt by Maryland to tie it up, so they lose 31-24. Michigan State survived Indiana 24-21. It was Oklahoma beating BYU 31-24. Liberty all over UMass 49-18. Appalachian State still holding on to that 10-5 lead over James Madison. It is Rice and beating up on Charlotte right now. It's 21-0 is that score in the third quarter. Cincinnati trailing West Virginia 27-7 in the second quarter. At the half is Arizona 28, Utah 7. Duke trailing Virginia right now with 8.5 minutes to go in the first half, 10-7. And North Texas leads Tulsa 14-7 in the second quarter. That is a look at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, brought to you by The Buck. They have all the fun for your Sunday Fun Day every Sunday. You can kick off the day with The Buck and the largest 4K screen in Greenville. They also have an 18 TV, so you don't miss any of the action. They have mimosa specials, a Bloody Mary menu, and pizza all day from Pizza Hut. And don't forget the weekly jersey giveaway starting at 5 o'clock. Score every Sunday with The Buck. Now let's head back in to the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter postgame call-in show. Here is Clip Brock.
All right, Shirley, did you say the Iowa score just then?
Oh, hold on.
I got it right here. Could you report
I did not.
it, please?
Oh, it's good.
Can you see that?
Is that the score?
Yeah, it's 2-0. They made a jump shot. Iowa, by the way, I think with Kent State, is it, Jason? Who's the team down there with ECU? I can look it up real quick. Bottom 3 offenses in America. Oh, it's Eastern Michigan. I'm sorry. Kent is right ahead of ECU. So Iowa has the worst offense, Eastern Michigan, and then East Carolina. After today, we may drop a little bit. But
well, we call them East Michigan and us Eastern Carolina. Because when you're in the bottom, you don't get any respect.
But Iowa right now up 2-0, and that might be enough. That might be all the points in that game. Wow. All right, we have an open line, 317-1250. We also have Mike Houston comments, if you care to watch and listen to those, and we'll play some for you here on the show as we move along. Jim, Paul, hang on. Let's go to Zach in Dunn. Hello, Zach.
Hey, guys, ain't no need to tune in to the Mike Houston comments. All he's going to say is the kids had an opportunity in the fourth quarter to make it a ball game, and we just couldn't capitalize on the chances. I hadn't looked at it, but I guarantee you that's what he said. The problem that we got is he sits there and he paints this picture like we're a family and we, like Blake Harrell said a couple weeks ago, this we fence. Well, Mike, the offensive side of the we fence is struggling. I don't know how we hadn't talked about that euphemism that Blake used, but that was horrible. And I get what he's trying to do, but look at baseball. We've got Cliff, who he's a Pirate, but he believes in what this athletics program is trying to accomplish, and he makes a lot less money than Mike Houston, and he's given a huge chunk to the university because he believes in it. He truly believes in it, and that's what we don't have. Mike Houston's sitting there and preaching from this high horse, but nobody is bigger than the program. Well, the fact that we haven't fired Donnie Kirkpatrick because we're waiting till the end of the season to put him out in the pasture and watch him ride off into the sunset. That's a selfish decision. That's putting one man above the program, and he's setting the program back by years because we have wasted a defensive mastermind in Blake Harrell this year. And I say mastermind. He's had a great year, and he's going to go and get poached by one of these bigger schools that can pay him a lot more money to go do a great job. And once that happens, I fear that the defensive side of the ball is just going to unravel, and they're going to hit the portal. And, yes, we've got guys that people are going to just go nuts about. And that being said, John Gilbert really needs to take a look in the mirror because his contract's expiring, I believe, in 2025. And if 2025 comes around and this program is floundering the way that it is right now, he might be on the chopping block too. And board of trustees might need to step in. It's getting unbearable. Monica's point, yeah, it'd be nice to see some closed doors meetings, but the time for that was 7 weeks ago, whenever the struggles were starting to really set in. We've got 1 week of football left. There's no leaders on this team. Nobody has stepped up. There's zero personality on this offensive side of the ball. It's, well, let's see if we get 3 plays or 4 plays this drive. There's nothing there. It's not exciting to watch this. It's terrible. It's a sad state. I'm glad that we've only got 1 week of football left. I can't believe that I wasted another summer away by wishing that it was football season. I guarantee you I'll do it next year. But changes need to be made. And I hope you guys have a good evening. Thank you for all that you do. And we'll talk to you whenever we talk to you, man.
All right, Zach, appreciate the call and getting your frustrations out here on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. All right, 317-1250. Paul Clifford, our old friend, is calling in from the state of Pennsylvania. What's up, Paul?
Hey, bro.
Your phone stinks, Paul. Hello?
Hey, phone stinks. You know what else stinks?
What's that?
My phone stinks. How are you guys doing? I'm here driving back from my home in Happy Valley after the Nittany Lions got back on track against Rutgers. A good friend from Greenville joined us this weekend. Alan Thomas is riding shotgun here with me. So we've had a good time, but I got to tell you, it's disappointing hearing Alan, talk about his beloved Pirates and what they used to be and what they are today. And those of us who spent a lot of time in Greenville and really cared for the program, it's sad to see where it is today.
Yeah, the only way I could compare it, Paul, our offense every week looks like your offense against Ohio State and Michigan.
Wow, that's I mean, in our defense, we score.
Shot across the bow.
Definitely a shot across.
And we're doing that, Paul, against Charlotte and Navy and other teams, so it's not the same at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Alan reminded me of the fifth quarter and how much I enjoyed listening to y'all when I lived there, and just wanted to get back in on calling in and checking in on the Pirate Nation.
Well, it's good to hear your voice, Paul. And, I saw AT's pictures there. That guy's everywhere. He'll be at like 3 other games today somehow, too, and show up on social media. I don't know how he does it.
Well, hey, Clip, keep inhaling purple and exhaling gold.
Oh, I love that phrase. Thank you, Paul.
All right, take care.
Y'all have fun. There is Paul Clifford, our old buddy. They're the Penn State guy, and they get a W today.
That's another place I want to go to see a game.
Happy Valley?
Yeah, I was telling Jason I want to go to Tennessee because they're on the TV right now. That's Tennessee and Penn State.
And a whiteout.
Yeah.
Penn State. All right, let's go to Jim next. Hello, Jim. Hello.
Hello, Clip.
Oh, boy.
Clip, hi. Jim Stevens, ESPN Sports. How are you today?
Good.
Fantastic. Hey, just looking for your opinion on today's game. We're coming to you live from Annapolis, Maryland today. Looking to see just basically what we did right, what we did wrong, just seeing how any way we can improve.
Well, you're the reporter, right? I thought you were supposed to tell us that.
Yeah, you're there.
That's correct. So what we saw a lot of defense there, and I know we got Mr. Nichols and Mr. Weaver on the line as well. And we were basically looking for an opinion, maybe a comment on just what we could have done. Maybe next week if we have something coming up.
No, there's no hope.
Score more points than they do.
We have nothing, Jim.
There are no answers, not to fix. There's no quick fix to this one.
That's right. Put a couple more on the scoreboard. But where do you think we saw just basically room for improvement? And
everywhere. Next question.
Didn't look out of place.
Everywhere. Next question.
All right, fantastic. How do you think the offensive line did?
Bad. Next.
Defense went.
Great.
All right, that's true. Only gave up 10 today, which is great. I mean, defensive line, I think, held their...
As soon as Shirley's done answering that call, Jim's gone. I'm just waiting on her. All right, there's Jim. All right, 317-1250. Toby is up in Archdale in just a moment on line 2. Shirley, thank you. We will get to Toby. What's up, Toby?
Hey, Clip. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Oh, not much. I wanted to kind of call in. I usually don't call in. I usually the guy that's driving home listening to you guys. But since I'm not going to Annapolis and I'm not coming back from Greenville, I decided I'd call in today from my couch, not the recliner. So here's the deal. Monica hit on it. I think, everybody's clamoring. We need to hear, fire Mike Houston and fire Donnie Kirkpatrick. I think we need to start looking at Gilbert. Hey, he's not maybe he needs to step up to the plate, and I think you kind of hit on it, are they giving back to the NIL? Are they giving back to the university? I know other coaches, we know Cliff is, I think some of the other coaches are. And, Gilbert's done a good job of some of the hires, some of the other sports. I look at basketball, both basketball programs, there's a lot going on with that. There's a lot to be excited about with women's volleyball and all these others. But again, at the end of the day, the two sports that are our moneymakers are football and baseball, and we got to get it right with football. So here's my thing. We need ECU people at the helm. I've been saying it. I said it on Facebook. I'm Jonathan on Facebook, not to confuse you guys. But anyway, we need ECU guys at the helm. We need to fix what we did wrong, and we need to get Ruff back in here. Make him the AD. Fix what Stanton and Comfort did wrong, break the curse, and let's get football back where it needs to go. Get ECU people in here that care about ECU, that are going to be here and not jump ship for the next best thing. Sorry, but it's got to change.
Toby, appreciate the call, man.
Y'all take care.
All right, man. Thank you. Getting his frustrations out here on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Once more, ECU people here.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to call for Gilbert's firing, but I will say this. I agree 100,000% in getting ECU people in leadership situations at ECU that want to be here for the long haul. We have proven time and time again, be it coaches, ADs, staff members, what have you, the ones that are using this as a stepping stone to get to other jobs. And I get that. There's always going to be those. But first and foremost, I think we need ECU people here in all positions that want to be here for the long haul, because that's how you fix programs. It doesn't happen overnight. You can pump in a lot of NIL money and it's going to be a short fix, but you need a long haul fix. Seeing Ruffin McNeil go hurts my feelings. Seeing, guys like Steve Logan, I mean, he would have been here forever. Those guys, that hurts. And I think you need people here for the long haul.
Well, I think you're totally correct with that, because you had guys that, that was content with being here. And when you have guys that are content with being here, i.e., look at what Cliff is doing over there at baseball.
Right. Cliff is an ECU guy.
He's invested.
He is.
And,
monetarily, physically, mentally, 100%.
He is all in.
Yep.
And so, and I'm not saying that there won't become a point in time where maybe something comes his way to where you can't turn it down. You know, there is a moment in life where you're saying, man, I just can't turn that down.
And Pirate fans will understand
but like to run because somebody's going to give you, $1 million more, that's not worth the move.
No.
I tell you that from coaching.
Stay here and make your home better, and you'll get that $1 million and more in your return on investment.
Yeah. Well, the thing about being a Pirate is you got to be tough, and you got to be willing to roll up your sleeves because it's not easy.
Nope.
When we played here, it wasn't easy. And that's when I talk about the chip and all that stuff on your shoulder early in the season. I was frustrated because that's what I looked at, and I'm like, man, we just don't have that chip on our shoulder. Our defense plays with it. They really do. But offensively, we haven't shown that this year. But some of that is just roll up your sleeves, man. We've never always had the best talent. We can sit up here and say whatever we want about NIL. When we went and played teams like Miami and South Carolina and West Virginia and Syracuse and Virginia, we didn't have the best athletes on the field. But you know what you had? A group of guys that knew what we had to go do to go win the game. And we had great coaches that put us in great situations to win the game.
Yep.
Because you said we don't have a great O-line. You know what? We don't. Well, let's minimize them. Let's take them out the game as much as we can instead of, highlighting their weaknesses. Let's highlight their strengths and get them out of the game a little bit. So, I can go into a lot of stuff when it comes to that. I tell you guys, there's a lot of things I like to say sometimes, but I just hold it in because I can eat up the whole show with that.
Right,
I don't
right.
do that. But it's stuff like that you gotta bring people that can come in here that knows how to do more with less. Can't bring somebody in here that's been sitting in the SEC.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell you why, because you tell me what the money shortage is at the University of Tennessee and Georgia right now. Not very many, right? You get whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
Bring somebody that knows how to roll up their sleeves and put together a plan and go fight for what we need here at East Carolina.
I agree.
317-1250. Jason Nichols, Billy Weaver, Clip Rock here with you. Shirley Rhodes taking your calls. Young Joey on the video. Kevin, David, Raven, and Mike. Hang on. We'll get to your calls when we return on the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Call-In Show. Back with more after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates in eastern North Carolina. Open 7 days a week with live music. Every Monday, open mic night. Tuesday, karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday, acoustic night. Thursday night, line dancing and music from DJ Dog. On Friday and Saturday night, enjoy the best local bands in the area. And don't forget, Sunday Fun Day during football season with NFL jersey giveaways and more. Check out Facebook and Instagram for all up-to-date info. Y'all come get bucked up. Go Pirates!
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
What's up there, Pirate Nation? Kyle Gaines here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Washington, North Carolina. Are you guys ready for the holidays? Because we are here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We have up to 15% off 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee second and third rows. Also this holiday season in November starting 2023, up to 10% off Ram 2500 and 3500s. And also this month and going forward, we have oil changes as low as $34.95. That's right, folks, $34.95 oil changes here at Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Go Pirates!
The holiday season is here, and Russell's wants to be Santa's little helper. The fall arrivals at Russell's are amazing.
Whether it's the great collection of men's suits and sport coats, the beautiful dresses and casual attire for women, or the new collection of Barber outerwear for both men and women, we have you covered. Russell's Clothing has served Eastern North Carolina and beyond for over 40 years. That adds up to a lot of Christmas smiles. Our signature gift wrap is beautiful and free. Put us on your list. We'll both be glad you did. Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Take control of your health today with ArcPoint Labs. Looking to lose weight? Have you tried everything possible and nothing is working? Sometimes a hormone imbalance can be the underlying cause to weight issues that dieting and exercise can't fix alone. A simple blood test at ArcPoint Labs can provide insight to your weight loss goals. Visit arcpointlabs.com today or call 629-6228 to get an appointment. ArcPoint Labs. Accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Visit artpointlabs.com.
Wings Over has always been a great go-to for dinner or a late night snack, and it still is. But did you know you don't have to wait for dinner to get Wings Over? That's right. Wings Over Greenville is now open for lunch 7 days a week. Get Wings Over for lunch and have it delivered right to the office. Wings Over also caters so everyone at work can enjoy. Wings Over Greenville has over 20 flavors to choose from, including the limited edition Cajun garlic flavor. Order today by going online at wingsover.com or by calling 758-9464. Wings Over, they deliver.
This is Parker Bird from ECU Baseball, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, back with you on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Wings Over Greenville dropped by some tenders, some traditional wings, some tots, and some waffle fries, and we have enjoyed those despite the 10-0 loss today. East Carolina falling to Navy in Annapolis. We had Dolly Parton on the TV, walking with Peyton Manning on the field there in Knoxville. As Georgia's still up, I think it's Georgia 10-7, yes, over Tennessee. Tennessee with the ball as they start the second quarter.
Let me just say, Dolly's like 90 years old, and she still looks good.
She's 90?
No, I'm kidding. But let me tell you what, I think she's in her 70s. I can Google it up real quick. But look at her. Look at her.
Well, she's in
Google her up.
She's in good shape, I'll say. She's had some work done.
Oh yeah, a ton from day one.
You already clicked that.
From day one. Wow, were you going to guess, Joey?
Well, you can guess.
I was going to guess 73.
All right, what do you got, Jason?
78.
All right, it is 77.
Wow. See?
77.
Tell me she don't look good for 77.
Relax, Billy.
I'm trying to bring a positive spin to this show.
Always good to see Dolly. 317-1250. Kevin, David, Raven, hang on. Let's go to Mike in Greenville. What's up, Mike?
Man, I just got thrown a curveball. We were Googling 77-year-old women.
That's what the season has come to.
That's what it's come to.
Wow.
Hey, maybe Dolly can be our new coach.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys listen to a police scanner or not. I have one there. I think Blake Harrell just got called in for an assault or simple assault or something like that. So all you Power 5 schools out there looking for a coordinator, you probably don't want this guy. I think he probably should hang around at ECU. Looking forward to next year, trying to, and Billy, you and I got into a conversation earlier on Twitter. I don't know if Elana will ever get away from calling it Twitter. I don't know how you call it X, but talking about development for next year, you want to see something different of who's on the roster, who can perform, who can do this, who can do that. Yes, Garcia has had ample opportunities to prove his worth, but he has never had a game. He sat a few games. I was fully expecting to see him in the second half. Didn't see him either. So, and this is a serious question, Cliff. I know you leave early for practice. Is that to take questions at the end of practice or to actually watch the practice itself?
I don't get to see any of the practice. I go right to the room where they come in and walk in and we ask questions.
Gotcha. So don't know how Jeter is performing during practice. If he's performing, you would certainly love, Billy, I agree with you, to see him in the situation and see what he has. I think we're setting ourselves up for the same situation as last year when Garcia didn't get any run and it hurt him to begin this year. Yes, it would be behind the Swiss cheese offensive line, but at least let him see what it would look like. My concern is I don't know if our answer at QB is on this roster or not, and it doesn't look like we'll find out this year. We'll have to find out going into the spring next year. Jason, my man, it won't be part of my conversation, but I think you hit it on the head. ECU has always had to do more with less. NIL cannot be a crutch for how ECU performs. I admire Sup Dogs to the most. Thank you for putting that money out there. Thank you for supporting the community. Anson Belt as well. They stepped up. The problem is, this is Greenville, North Carolina. You don't have multiple individuals that are willing to do that. So we have to think outside of the box and be able to develop players. And you know what? If ECU is the springboard of players to become P5 players, then guess what? That means ECU is successful. If ECU is development for coaches to become P5 coaches, guess what? That means ECU is successful. Right now, nobody is beating down the door to take our current coaches, and that's a problem. So we have to think outside the box. We have to do more with less. Clip, Jason, Billy, I appreciate you guys being there. Certainly appreciate what you do, and I'll hang up and listen.
Mike, good to hear from you, bud.
Appreciate you, Mike. And he's right in a lot of ways, because I just think back of the times that we were here. Man, we lost a lot of good coaches when I was here, from Chuck Pagano to Doug Martin to Todd Berry. All guys going on to get head jobs. Jim Fleming, Coach Webster. I mean, we can go down the list.
And after you with Lincoln,
after we left here, but you're right. There's something to be said about that. We had a lot of quality coaches that even went on. Bob Babbage. We can go down the line. Larry Courier was NFL DC. I mean, for years. So you're right about that.
And look, as much as people talk about Mo, well, look what he's doing in the NFL.
He's in the NFL.
I mean, and that's a whole nother conversation. But and as far as the quarterback situation goes, and I know that if like Houston and the coaching staff had said at the beginning of the year, we've got two quarterbacks that we're gonna play both quarterbacks. Why wouldn't you say at this point, well, heck, we're going to try all three quarterbacks? Why wouldn't you? Today, you knew early enough in the first half that Flynn wasn't getting it done. So if the argument was, okay, well, then we need to play Garcia, fine, play him in the second half. Didn't see that either. And then when your offense scores 0 points, why on God's green earth is any idea out of the realm of possibility? Can you answer that?
I can.
I mean, seriously.
I think like if you're truly answering the question, you're saying, man, we're trying to find a way to win a game, then put these other guys in to see what they got. I hear the story, and I heard everybody's been calling for Jeter, and I totally agree. Because if we don't, are you willing to let this kid leave your program without truly knowing what he is?
Right.
If that's what happens down the road, I would have, I don't know. But they know something we don't. So I got to trust that what they're seeing has to be greater than what we know.
Okay, and what we do know, though, is we have not seen exactly what they still haven't seen. Jeter in a real game, in a real situation, under real pressure. So these people can scream all they want and say, well, the coaches must know because they see him in practice and maybe he's not a good quarterback. Well, I can tell you, they don't know that he is not a good quarterback if you don't see him in the game in real action. That's the bottom line. And we haven't seen it.
I think and I don't know why we didn't bring anybody else in, but I think they knew from the beginning that Garcia and Flynn weren't going to be the guy. And maybe they already know Jeter's not going to be the guy without seeing him on the field.
Well, and that could be the case too. But then that's an indictment on
absolutely
who? The universe, the program,
the coaches.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
by the way,
either way, it doesn't look good.
Right. UBE stat sheet: Alex Flynn, 24 of 38, 155 yards, 2 interceptions. That is 6 yards per completion and 4 yards per attempt, and just dreadful numbers.
And most of those completions were early on in swing passes out in the flats that lost 2 yards.
And a couple on 3rd and 8 for 4 yards.
That didn't pick up first downs.
317-1250, Raven is up in Atlanta. Hello, Raven.
Hey, guys. Just want to say I appreciate all that you guys do. I've been watching on and off all season, so thanks for hanging out in there. It's been some tough calls. I'm an ECU alum. I graduated in 2017, and me being an out-of-state student, one of the things that drew me to ECU was the nursing program, the community in Greenville, the support around the university, and, of course, Pirate football and the game day experience. And I remember being a student, and being in the Boneyard Club was a thing. Like, everybody had to have a Boneyard membership. Everybody had to be at game days on Saturday or Friday or whatever day the game was there. And I'm not quite sure if that culture is, still there amongst the students. We've had classes of students now that haven't seen a great program. And it just really upsets me, just watching kind of the decline of the program. And I know last year we were able to win a bowl game, and I thought that was great. I was looking forward to Mason Garcia coming out and being a superstar. I was. So when that didn't happen, I was disappointed. And I was like, okay, well, let's try some other things. And it just hasn't landed at all. So it's been a disappointing season for sure. Hoping that they could turn around next year. I don't know what we have to do. I'm not sure where we should go as a program. I think the fans still need to support. I was watching College Game Day this morning with JMU, and I was just like, wow, like, I couldn't believe it, because I know, like, ECU and our fan base and our students and our alumni in the community, like, they deserve to have a College Game Day. We deserve for a national spotlight to be on our school. ECU is a great school. ECU has made so many strides and investment towards our programs, our facilities, updating the new, I think, pharmacy or, medical building that has came up in the last few years, the student center, all of these great investments. And, just to see the athletic program, well, specifically the football program, like, take a turn like this is very disheartening. I'm still going to cheer for the team. The announcers today, I thought they were very nice to our school in the beginning. They were like, Mike Houston, he's done a pretty good job at turning the program around, but this year hasn't, really been what we needed it to be. And then by the end of the game, they were just like, man, this is terrible. And I remember
so true.
He said the score might be 6-9 or something like that. He was like, don't be surprised if they only score 9 points. And that just shows you, like, how abysmal our offense is. Shout out to the defense. Those guys are showing up. They're working hard. Shout out to all those kids. Like I said, I was a student there. I know how it is. So shout out to all the kids, the coaches. I mean, we just got to do better. I want to support. I want to make sure that if I have kids, they can go to ECU too, right? But we just got to do better. But thank you, guys.
Great call, Raven.
Great call.
You took the words out of my mouth this morning, Raven. I came in here and Clip was like, are you mad? I was like, heck yeah, I'm mad. JMU has the College Game Day there, and we can't get them here.
Well, first of all, you said, where's game day? And I told you, and I thought you were going to punch me in the face. And you were like, is there not a better game? I thought you were like, they should have gone to Tennessee, Georgia. And I was like, wait, are you mad because they didn't pick that game, or are you mad because it's not us and they got it before us?
I'm mad because it wasn't us.
I know.
I mean, I was pissed off. Like, they've had some recent little history, but you need to go back in the record books here.
Yeah.
And see, that's what gets me. I'm one of those guys. You got to go back. You got to go back. The problem is we need to be going forward, and we got to get it to where people feel what this young lady just called about, the pride that she has in being an East Carolina Pirate. And that's why all these people call in here, because they got pride about being an East Carolina Pirate and get this thing back in the right order. I totally agree.
Well, I tell you what, it just kind of reminds me of back in the day. If you remember, ECU and Virginia Tech were like mirror programs. And then Virginia Tech took off.
They got the break.
They got the breaks, and they were winning at the time too. They were playing winning football. It seems like whenever there's alignments, whenever there's opportunities, East Carolina goes right into the tank. And it just drives me absolutely bananas. And I'm seeing that this, and part of your frustration is probably, okay, now we're seeing teams like Charlotte, Old Dominion, JMU, App State getting all this national attention, and those programs are going to start inching ahead of East Carolina's program, and it's gut wrenching.
You're totally correct, because those programs couldn't hold a stick to us back in the day.
No, and let me just say that great call by Raven. Like to hear that a recent ECU student, because that's that perspective. And all I can say is that my hat's off to the ECU students this year, because every game they have showed up, they have showed out, they have cheered, they have done what they have, are expected to do as a student body. And I just hope that we still see that last game of the season. Come on, students, you got it.
It's going to be after.
It's going to be after things. I get it, but there are going to be some students. Like I said, my hat's off to the student body this year. I have no complaints ever about the ECU students. They have showed up, and I just hope that they continue to support this football program.
317-1250. We go next to David in Garner. Hey, David.
Hey, how's it going?
All right.
We showed up to Annapolis today and got put on our ass about like Jesus riding in Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. I mean, it was a pathetic showing. Flynn handled the football like a murder weapon, right? I mean, I don't know what he's doing out there. And then the receivers, like when he does throw an accurate pass, they run a decent route, they get open, and then it's like all of a sudden they start thinking to themselves like, oh my God, I'm on live TV. I know I should catch this. He's actually throwing an accurate one, but I forgot I'm not a real athlete. So I'm going to piss down my leg and just drop the completion, right? I mean, and it happened over and over again. And who's calling these plays on third down? There were like multiple conversions where it's like, 3rd and 7 or whatever, and they're throwing it like 3 yards down. It's like, is nobody paying attention to where the chains are at? I mean, so offense just looks horrible, and we need to do something about that. Defense looked great, always room for improvement, but, no real complaints there. But, what Raven said I think was very important, right? Pirate Nation is sort of kind of on the verge of like a revolution, right? It's like, everybody wants Houston gone. And I'll just leave with this. The athletic director needs to get creative and do something to get him out of this contract before Pirate Nation explodes. Anyways, that's all I got. Go Pirates.
All right. Thanks for the call, David in Gardner. 317-1250. We'll get one more in before we take a break, and that would be from Kevin in Burlington. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Clip. Okay, somebody called for positivity earlier in the call, so I'm going to give y'all some positivity. First and foremost, I would like to wish Shirley, you, and the rest of the entire staff and your families a happy Thanksgiving. And I just wanted to say thank you for what you do and allowing Pirate Nation to vent, because I'm sure this is not fun.
Thank you for saying that, Kevin. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Secondly, I would like to give a shout-out to my Southern Alamance Patriots, on the wrong ball game, who advanced. They beat Terry Sanford last night, and they advanced to the 4th round of the playoffs, and we are doing quite well. That's about all the positivity I have. So I would like to start this with a famous quote from the first Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach, John McKay. Buccaneers, Pirates, kind of the same, genre. And he was asked by a reporter, what do you think of your team's execution, Coach? And he responded, I'm in favor of it. I would like to just put that to the offensive side of the ball. We just did not score for the first time in 26 years. I have never seen anything like that in my life. This has to be, I was texting my cousin, who is a big-time, he's in the top 5% of the Pirate Club, and he said this is the worst offense we've had in 30 years. Our punter fumbled the football, and as soon as I seen that, I went, oh, my God. we literally have no chance. And to be quite honest, anytime we play on ESPN, I don't put a lot of faith because they call us Eastern Carolina and stuff like that. And they don't even know who we are. The announcers today was spot on. And he said, words out of his mouth was, this offense is abysmal. And I went, yes, it is. I was actually agreeing with the announcer. And the last thing I want to ask y'all, and I want your feedback on, was in Houston's post-game comments. And let me be very clear. This year has not gone the way we thought it would. And I don't think he should be fired like a lot of other people do. Donnie Kirkpatrick, maybe. John Gilbert, definitely no. Because there's a lot of other sports involved in East Carolina than just football, even though it is our big breadwinner. I don't think Houston should be gone, but I found it interesting in his post-game press conference that he said up front he knew that it was going to be a tough defensive struggle. And I don't know that anybody else picked up on that because he said, well, we knew coming into it, it was going to be...
He said it was going to be a low-scoring game.
And this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
When has East Carolina football in the past, well, outside of John Thompson and maybe Mo, but not even really with Mo, when has a coach ever said, well, we know it was going to be a defensive struggle up front? He's the one preparing. So he knew coming into this week it was going to be a defensive struggle? Why?
Because he has eyes.
He sees that. I hear you.
Right.
I saw that too, and it's frustrating. Why? It's week 11. He's basically, he can't come out and say our players stink.
He is conceited.
He can't come out and say the quarterback sucks. He can't come out and say his offensive line can't block anybody. But
nope. Exactly. They kept saying, we are not stretching the field vertically. We have no threat. So Navy was coming up and crowding the line of scrimmage. And I was going, okay, well, why don't you do something like, and maybe I just got kind of babied when Lincoln Riley was here, do some bubble screens or do something on the outside. They didn't start doing that until the second half, till they were already in a prevent defense.
First play of the game was the bubble screen to the running back.
Yeah. Lost 2 yards.
Lost 2 yards.
Lost 2 yards.
Went away from it.
Yeah.
It's not going
It worked.
And let them stack the line of scrimmage when we're getting blown off the ball.
Yeah, this offense is lost. It's just that there's no fixing it. It stinks. He knew. He says, I knew it was going to be a low-scoring game because he knows his offense stinks.
Yeah.
It's a sad, sad day.
It's very sad. I'm with you, man. I'm with you, Kevin.
All right. Thank y'all. And again, happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Thank you.
And all of your family.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
All right, let's get a break in. 317-1250. Tom, Glenn, and Mark, hang on. We'll
I need
get
a
to your
donut.
calls. Donut?
Yes.
Go grab one.
Thank you.
Get you chicken and waffles is good. You should do a chicken and donut. Because we have
You ever had
meetings over green.
You ever had that moment? Ooh, hey.
Check
Is
it
that
out.
a challenge?
I have a challenge. We have 202 more viewers than we have likes. Hit the thumb, people. Come on.
Hit the thumb.
Hit the thumb. Hit
Yeah,
the
if you do
subscribe.
that doesn't mean you're liking the ECU football product that is on the field. You're
No.
liking Pirate Radio.
You're here with us, so go ahead. That's all we ask from you. Hit it. 317-1250. Back with more after this. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food, fun, and football. Chico's has been a game day tradition for Pirate football fans since 1983. Whether the game is home or away, make it a Chico's Day for some great specials and the best chips and salsa in town. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Go Pirates!
This is Dr. McGraw from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care. We also offer on-site physical therapy and MRI services as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. For experienced and professional care, call us at 757-BONE or visit us online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
'Tis the season, Pirates. It's Lindsey Gray with Carolina Caliber. Holiday cheer is here along with our biggest sale of the year. The unbeatable Black Friday markdowns are ones you don't want to miss. With the largest selection of firearms and accessories in Eastern NC, you'll find exceptional deals on tons of brands including Springfield, Benelli, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Sig Sauer, Bergara, Henry, Beretta, Ruger, Glock, Federal, Hornady, Winchester, and the list goes on. Come find the perfect gift at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville. It's a time-honored tradition.
Make your holiday shopping a slam dunk this season with a gift certificate from Beauty Bar Medi-Spa and receive a free gift. Or put the ball in your court by shopping our 12 Days of Christmas flash sales, December 7th through the 22nd. 12 days, 12 different sales, offering tremendous savings on all Beauty Bar Medi-Spa services and products, such as Botox, filler, laser treatments, RF microneedling, facials, hair removal, and more. There's something for everyone at Beauty Bar Medi-Spa. The shot clock is running on your time to shop. Gift wrapping and shipping are available. BeautyBarMedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville.
Wally's 2 Kettle Corn in Winterville is where you can find the tastiest popcorn around. Make it a movie night at home with Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. They have over 50 flavors to choose from, including classics like cheddar, caramel, and my favorite, better butter. Or try their specialty flavors such as Chicago Style, Wintergreen Mix, and MJ's Cheesecake. Wally's 2 also caters, so if you're hosting a party or event, satisfy your company with delicious popcorn. Check them out on Facebook or stop by and see Wally today on Fire Tower Road across from Sam Jones Barbecue. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. Make it a poppin' day.
Here at Brown and Wood with Jeff Stein. Jeff, I've noticed a lot of great GMC pickup trucks on the lot.
Yes, sir. We have 2500s and 1500s in stock and the all-new 3.0 Duramax diesel. We earn 30 extra trucks on allocation, so go online, brownandwood.com, or stop in, build your truck, we'll get it coming for you. Brown and Wood, voted number 1 by the customer in Greenville. 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
The Sidebar is the place to be this football season in downtown Greenville. Get your team together for dinner on the patio or inside starting at 5:30 Tuesday through Saturday. Or take a break from work and enjoy the tastiest foods around for lunch Thursday through Saturday from 11:30 to 2:30. And on Sundays, enjoy a delicious fall brunch from 11 to 2. Make your reservation today by calling 751-0151. Follow the Sidebar on Facebook or on Instagram at sidebar.greenville for more details. Go Pirates!
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular 5th Quarter Postgame Call-In Show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, App State has extended their lead over James Madison. It is 17-5 with 9.5 minutes left to go in that game. Rice is leading Charlotte 21-7 with about 9 minutes to go. It is Utah trailing Arizona 28-10 in the third quarter. West Virginia all over Cincinnati 35-7 in the third quarter. At the half, Duke and Virginia are tied at 10 apiece. Temple leads UAB 14-10. It is Baylor trailing TCU 14-10 in the second quarter. NC State leads Virginia Tech 14-7. Illinois has a 10-9 lead over Iowa in the second quarter. UCLA leads USC 14-7 with about 8 minutes to go in the first half, and Georgia has a 17-7 lead over Tennessee in the second quarter. North Carolina and Clemson are tied at 7 apiece in the second quarter. That is a look at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, brought to you by The Buck. The Buck has all the fun for your Sunday Fun Day covered. Every Sunday, kick off the day with the largest 4K screen in Greenville, along with 18 TVs, so you don't miss any of the action. They have mimosa specials, a Bloody Mary menu, pizza all day from Pizza Hut, and a weekly jersey giveaway that starts at 5 o'clock. Score every Sunday at The Buck. Now let's head back into the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter call-in show. Chip, Tom, Glenn, Mark hanging on. Elliot in the chat says, Clip! Why don't all three of y'all call for the firing of Houston? Y'all keep saying this and that, but won't ever say Houston needs to be fired. Clip! Why don't you call for the firing of Houston? Are y'all scared? Elliot, I don't think he could be fired. I predict he will not be fired. There will be major changes to the offense, that being coordinator and maybe some position groups, and I think we'll have at least 2 new quarterbacks in next year. And it's just Mike Houston, hopefully Blake Harrell, and a completely retooled offense. I think that's what we'll see.
I think that's what we'll see too. I really do. I'm not on the bandwagon right now of firing Mike Houston.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, he can't ask me that because I'm a coach. I'm never going to say somebody needs to get fired. I know what that is. That means, got to go find a job, move your family, and do all that. And I get that what we're seeing is not acceptable. The easiest thing to do is to go fire somebody. Who do you bring in? And then you got to do all that. Who are you going to pay? Because you got to pay, So I hear you. I'm not going to, cheer for that because I know what comes with that. But do I think that things need to change? I certainly do. And I think right now Mike Houston knows that. It's what somebody said earlier. He's not going to come on here and say, I need to get rid of this guy. I need to get rid. He's not going to say that in his press conference. Mm-hmm. He still has one more game to play. He has to honor those coaches. He has to honor those players. He's going to do it the right way. He's done it throughout the season. When I felt maybe, some change need to be made. But it doesn't matter what we think. At the end of the day, he's the head coach. He's going to make the call. John Gilbert is the AD. He'll make the call. Doesn't matter what we say. You guys got a stronger voice than us.
Absolutely.
317-1250. Chip, Tom, Glenn, hang on. Let's go to Mark and Carrie. Hey, Mark. Didn't hang on. Let's try Glenn and Kinston. Hello, Glenn.
Hey. I'm not going to ask you how it's going.
Not great, but yeah, you already know.
I can't for the life of me, I can't figure out how we keep being mediocre. I would say probably, I've been watching Pirate football since the since 1990. My wife went to school there, and I went to all the games. And it seems like there's something that we can't get over the hump to be consistently good. And I can't put my finger on it. We lose the teams that don't have indoor practice facilities. I bet you could name probably over half of them this year. They don't have a practice facility indoors. I can't blame it on NIL. They don't have any more advantage on that than we do, our conference teams. I don't know what it is that holds us back because we have advantages over a lot of our conference teams that we lose to. Fan support is by far should be drawing in really good players. I would love, if I had that talent and I was a high school player, to go to Dowdy Ficklen Stadium and go see that fan base and see the students fill up the section every week, no matter how bad we are. That's pretty amazing. The football stadium is absolutely, I would have never dreamed it would be what it is in 1990, what we play in now. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. Some people say, well, we can't take non-qualifiers. But even when we have the same rules as everybody else in our conference, and we always just seem like we have one good year, one or two good years, and then we just completely fall off. I don't understand why we go lose to teams that don't have indoor practice facilities, don't have a fan base, don't have a stadium that looks like ours. I can name 10 teams that have passed us in the last 10 years. I don't know why. I have no idea. It makes no sense to me.
And, schools that we were ahead of and well ahead of at one point have bypassed us.
Yeah, and that's what I talked about earlier. It's a shame that you see in the Charlottes, App States, the JMUs of the world, getting all this national attention. But you know what? The bottom line is it doesn't boil down to, in this day and age in college football, it doesn't boil down to practice facilities. It doesn't boil down to how many fans you got in the stands. It boils down to wins and losses. Guys want to play for a winning program, and they want to play. And I think the NIL has a lot to do with that as well. So it's just a totally different landscape in college football right now. And, and that's the thing is the more complex this whole college football landscape and college athletic landscape gets, the harder it is to put your finger on exactly what the problem is, because there's so many of them. Does that make sense?
I'm alluding to. I mean, all the variables. But we have a lot of the things. We have a lot of check marks, right? We have a lot of things that are great at ECU. Things I never thought we would have ever, like a town-baked tower and luxury suites. Back in the 90s, that was just like a dream with the double wide in the sky. I thought that was going to be like, permanent. I will say this. What has hurt ECU football worse than anything else are AD decisions on coaches that didn't need to be fired. Period. That's the only thing I can say right now is Steve Logan, or whatever you think about how he was doing, and Ruffin McNeil, those two AD decisions hurt our football program. Period. I'll never be convinced otherwise. And I am not for Mike Houston being fired. I thought he was the right guy to hire. In fact, when I was in the stadium when JMU ran all over us. I'm like, pick up that coaching staff and put them on our sideline next year. So I can't sit here and say that I disagreed with it. I thought it was the right thing to do. I still do, until he doesn't make a change with his offensive philosophy. ECU is not going to be a Big Ten, run it down your throat offensive line team ever. That's not going to happen. That's not the kind of recruiting that we can get. In our NIL, we lost our two best offensive linemen to NIL. That just proves the point even more. You can't count on it anymore. If you do have an all-conference offensive lineman, they're probably going to get an NIL. You got to have an offense that works here. One more point I would like to make. Lincoln Riley, you know who he started when he was offense coordinator, quarterback the first game against South Carolina? Rio Johnson. Shane Carter didn't start, and I've heard him talk about it on interviews. I listen to guys all the time. He was pissed. He didn't pout. He went to work. A couple of weeks later, that game, first pass, touchdown. He's starting quarterback. Do something out of the box. Bring in Shane Carter as offensive quarterback coach. I would be in favor of bringing him in as an OC. We bring it with the best offensive coordinator we've had was Lincoln Riley. Never been one. Been one for a bowl game. Do something different. Bring him in as a quarterback's coach or OC. He knows Lincoln Riley's offense. He ran it for 3 years. Bring in Steve Logan as an analyst, offensive analyst. I'd love to see him come alongside. Do something different. Don't do the same thing we've been doing, because it's not going to work here. That's all I got.
All right, Glenn. Thank you for the call.
You know the funny thing about when these people call in like that about Shane Carden and Lincoln Riley, where do you think Donnie Kirkpatrick cut his teeth at? It was under Lincoln Riley. Wasn't he the receivers coach?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We supposedly run some form of that offense here. So it's not about – I tell people this all the time because I've sat in rooms with guys and you say, okay, just because you bring this guy in, it doesn't necessarily give you success, because you got to know why Lincoln Riley made the calls he made when he makes them. And there's always a fall off between the guy who starts this type of offense to the next guy.
Yeah.
It's not a smooth transition as far as bring that guy in, he's going to be the answer. No, you better sit down and talk with that guy and say, what are your answers?
Oh.
Everybody can draw. If you notice, I think this week was the first time in a long time where when we first took the field, we didn't really move the ball. Previously, in the last couple of weeks, we always move the ball pretty good on that first drive or so, right?
Right.
That's because you're going down your script.
Right.
You put your plays in.
It ended in 5 field goals.
Yeah, and you go down your script and you say, okay, here's our best plays that we're going to run this week because we know what we're going to see from those guys here defensively. Okay, what happens when they make an adjustments? Where are your adjustments?
Exactly.
And that's where we have fallen off as far as we can score early, but we have a hard time scoring in the second, third, and fourth quarter.
Yeah. You said something to me that really resonated off air before we went on the air. Play calling is all about a feel and knowing where my next move. It's a chess game, making adjustments and a feel. You can know all the plays in the world. You can have them all in your playbook, but if you don't know when to call those plays or have a feel of how the flow of the game is going, this guy isn't performing the way he was, we thought he was. This guy is not doing what he was projected to do. It's all a feel, and I don't see that. I don't get that feeling that there's a lot of adjustments being made.
Yeah. I haven't seen it all year.
Yeah.
I mean, we're basically the same thing every week with a little tweak. You see a little tweak here and there, but sometimes you better dig deep and find somebody who truly knows what they're doing. That's what we have lacked here this year, just watching it. What's your answers once people start stopping this stuff?
Right.
We've been pretty good in the past to where we've had some good athletes. When you're talking about Holton Ahlers and CJ and Keaton Mitchell and all those guys, they'll make anything work for you.
Right.
That's why recruiting is so important.
Yeah.
Because if you recruit the right guys, they'll make whatever you call look good.
Yep.
It's when you don't have those guys where your coordinating skills better come into play, because now you got to be able to get the other stuff to help people out to make plays. Bunch them. We'll go on.
We just have too many things to mask right now, because Donnie has said multiple times in press conferences it's not just the quarterback or just the receiver or just the O-line. It's everything.
It's everything.
It's the whole operation.
The receivers aren't catching the ball today. There were, Jason and I had talked about it. If the receiver gets two hands on a football, he's got to make that catch. Even if it's a tough catch, he's expected to make that catch. And we saw that numerous times today where it wasn't the best thrown ball by the quarterback, but it hit the receiver in the hands. You got to catch that.
Yeah, and that's when we said, in Donnie's defense, when it is so many issues, the first thing you do as a coordinator is say, I got to take this out, I got to take that out, I got to take this out. We can't execute this. And if we can't execute anything,
you're left with nothing.
This playbook is now a page.
Right,
one page,
right. The playbook is now 4 plays. run up the middle, punt.
Yeah, it's hard to tell them, let's add this. Well, shoot, we can't even get this right.
Right.
317-1250. Let's go back to the Pirate Radio Live line. Tom's up in Greenville. Hey, Tom.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
All right.
Pretty obvious to me that Mason Garcia is not going to take another snap at East Carolina. He's done. He's finished. If he didn't play today, then he's never going to play again. And it's already been said. We watched Alex Flynn today make no progress, and they didn't. They make no change. At least put Jeter in. He couldn't have done anything worse than what was going on there to start with. And what I don't understand, I listened to to Mike Houston's after post-game remarks, and the first thing out of his mouth was that, they took our running game away. And I was trying to think, what running game are we talking about? Did somebody give us one before the game and they took it away after the game? And it was perfect example of they make no adjustments during the game. They run a script, like you just said, and after that, they're lost. Flynn cannot run the ball. He's like running on eggshells on a frozen pond. He takes little baby steps, and he makes one read, and he's gone. That's it. He's finished. And there's not enough money in our nil fund to buy everything that we need. We need a whole bunch of stuff on the offensive side. And I was listening to the conversation you guys were having about how did we get here. We got here because we didn't embrace where we were. When we went in the Conference USA, we had our nose in the air, and we felt like we were slighted. We didn't need to be there. And it took us 10 years to win 2 conference championships. And then when we got into the AAC, again, we stuck our nose in the air and said, we're too good to be here. While the other teams in the AAC went out, and they earned, and they stepped to the plate, and they excelled. We've got to get over this. The way we used to schedule giant killers, get Carolina in, get State in here, get Virginia Tech, get West Virginia. It's done. It's gone. That kind of scheduling is no longer here. We missed our chance. Our train left the station about 10 years ago, and we ended up having a family feud with a bunch of people that were trying to run a football program that ended up screwing Boys Town up so bad that I don't know if it's ever going to recover. And I'm just perplexed. I was sitting there just yelling at the TV today. I mean, I don't do that often, but it was like Mike Houston could have just gone and tapped the referee, the line judge, on the shoulder, and just take 3 minutes off the clock, and I'll punt. And the sad thing about it, the game that we played today, we were down 7-0 for so long, it played right into his game plan. He loves those kind of games. He lives for those kind of games because, after a while, it got to a point where maybe, he's thinking, well, maybe the defense will score for us. So that's about all I got to say. I'm just frustrated with the whole thing.
Tom, always great to hear from you. Thank you, sir. There's Tom in Greenville, frustrated with the whole thing. All right, Chip is up next in Farmville. Hey, Chip.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
All right.
Look, man, I know y'all had all this sad stuff, man. I just wanted to give a call because about halfway through the game, my wife, I turned it off, and she said, "You ain't gonna be unhappy today. It's our 6-year anniversary." So I'm just calling. I know you guys don't know me or nothing like that, but get a little Pirate Radio happy anniversary, 6-year anniversary to me and my wife, and leave all the negative stuff for another day.
Hey, happy anniversary! Yeah. And look, let me say this: go tell your wife thank you because she knows best. I have been in that situation, especially with my Redskins, Washington football team, Commanders, where my wife has said, look, stop watching the game, go outside and work in the yard or do something that makes you happy and stop, because I'm not going to deal with this all Sunday and you're going to ruin my Sunday because your team is playing bad. So go thank your wife and happy anniversary.
I will. Thank you, guys.
Happy anniversary. Thank you, Chip. 317-1250. Lewis is up in Carteret County. Hey, Lewis.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
Doing good. First-time caller, a long-time listener off and on, and wanted to call in today just because there's not a whole lot to add to what's already been said, not just today, but kind of all season as it's developed, and it's been tough. All my friends that know me know I bleed purple, as most everybody on this program does, and unfortunately I've bled a whole lot of it this season and today. And as my father used to say, and he was a charter member of the Pirate Club, which was actually the Century Club when it first started, he said, it's tough being a pirate, but I'll always be a pirate, and a loyal pirate. And I will too, and I know everybody that's called and is listening feels the same way, and there's a lot of pride in being a fan of East Carolina University and our Pirates. But with that said, I think one of the things that just hearing everybody is we console each other, and we're frustrated with, not with each other, but alongside each other, and it is tough. And I even today I was watching the game, and I quit getting frustrated just because I hate to say it, but this season I've kind of gotten used to it, and I was optimistic. I'm an optimistic person, and I was optimistic again before the game started, and I am for every game. And then today, wow, was that tough to watch. Credits to the defense, but just, doing the same thing over and over on offense and expecting something to change, just logic says that ain't going to happen. Just as many people have said today already, try something different. We've won 2 games. What have you got to lose? Let's try to put something in there and put a plug in here or there and see if it works. If not, try something else and try to get some kind of momentum going, get that spark that's needed. And that there was just no spark there on offense. I just didn't see it. None of us did. And not just today, but it's been a tough season. I'm not a coach, and I'm not going to try to pretend to be one and say what they ought to do or not to do. That's their job. And I think a lot of people have pointed out they're not doing their job very well right now. So it's coming down to a head here next week. That's our last game, and we'll see what happens. And like a caller said earlier, next summer I'll be excited about ECU football again. I will for every game, every year, and I love it. Love the whole program, and just wanted to say thanks to you all for having the show and allowing us that are frustrated to kind of go through it together and just keep hoping that it's going to get better. We're going to find some answers. And I remember decades ago, recently I saw a picture from decades ago. Me and a few friends of mine were wearing bags over our heads, and on the front in purple it said Pirates, PIR-ain'ts. And we hadn't won a game in a long time. We kept going to the games, and we kept hoping, and eventually we got back on track. And here's to hoping that here again we're going to get back on track. I appreciate everybody's time. Thanks for what you all do, and go Pirates. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Lewis, and I agreed with a lot of what you had to say there. I mean, the problem is we've talked about it since week 5 or 6, right, Bill? Like,
yeah.
Hey, let's mix something up. Let's do something different.
Different.
Coming off the bye week, we're gonna open it up, throw everything out. What was the phrase that Donnie used? We're gonna shoot our shot.
Shoot our shot.
Well, we're doing a lot.
Did they shoot a shot today?
We're just pump faking.
Just pumping.
Shot clock's running out. We're just pump faking.
Very interesting that Lewis was the second caller joining Kenny about the bag on the head. Comment. So I would not be surprised to see a few of those at the last game against Tulsa. So that's the second caller that's called in and mentioned wearing a bag on their head.
317-1250. Let's take a break. Andy and Mark. Andy, I believe Andy is the impressions guy. I believe that did Houston.
If Andy can do another Donnie.
So he did Houston 2 weeks ago. Donnie last week
was classic.
Let's see what he's got this week. More to go. U.S. Cellular 5th quarter call-in show. Back with you after this.
When you walk through the doors of Villa Verde, you'll experience the sights, sounds, and smells of authentic Dominican flavors. This is Jay from Villa Verde, inviting you to come by and try one of our amazing empanadas, our famous red snappers, grouper bites, seafood paella, Cuban sandwiches, and much, much more. Relax on the patio with a fresh mojito or a cold beer while enjoying one of our out-of-this-world desserts, like our rum pineapple cake or our famous tres leches. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good, and a proud supporter of the Pirate Nation.
Defense!
What are you doing?
You haven't heard? Carolina Hardscapes has the best defense in Pitt County. And you know defense wins championships.
What? No. They have the best fence company in Pitt County.
Wait, they do fencing now?
That's right. Just give them a call at 364-1201 and they'll get the job done right. And don't forget, they still do patios, pools, and mulch.
Wow, now that's a championship caliber company. Carolina Hardscapes. Enjoy the outdoors.
What do I like about being a local agent for Farm Bureau Insurance? Above all, I like helping people. Using my insurance experience to make Pirate Country a better, safer place. Insurance is a necessity, and I take pride in helping people find the right coverage for all their needs. I'm Brandon Manning. Call me at 252-531-1812 for a quick auto, home, or life insurance quote, and to learn more about Farm Bureau Insurance and how they can save you time and money. That's Brandon Manning at 252-531-1812.
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas, which is the best for all you boat owners. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates. Shimmer Boutique has something for everyone in the family this holiday season. Locally owned and operated, Shimmer Boutique offers a wide variety of apparel for men's, women's, and youth, along with a huge selection of accessories and jewelry with the newest brand, Kendra Scott. Shimmer is your one-stop shop for the whole family this holiday season, offering customizable embroidery and free gift wrapping. 'Tis the season to be jolly for easy holiday shopping at Shimmer Boutique. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for new items arriving daily, or place an order at shimmerboutiqueonline.com.
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
317-1250. We're doing film study with Jason Nichols.
So much fun.
During this New Mexico State and Auburn game. New Mexico State driving, tied 7-7 late in the first half on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Buck.
It's because you see all these offenses running these plays, and you're saying to yourself, why can't we do that? It's not that hard. Yeah, you know what New Mexico State is doing right now to Auburn. They're inside the 25-yard line, about to score on a 7-7 ball game, and they've run the same play 4 times. They flipped the field now. Look, man in motion, jet sweep, the fake quarterback.
Finally, Auburn has figured it out.
But that was after 6 plays. Yeah. 6 times.
Yeah.
Listen, that's why you got to know why you're calling what you're calling. What New Mexico State said is they have not adjusted to this play.
That's right.
And I said they're going to keep running it because what can't they do while they're on the field?
They can't make adjustments. They can't sub. They can't sub anybody in.
They got a way they worked on handling that formation all week, and they do not have an adjustment until they get over to the sideline.
And like I said to you, there's no way that they scripted that same play 6 times in a row. They went off script and they did what works, and they're going to run it again.
Got to throw it.
And they're throwing it. They're passing off of that.
There's your loop. There's your hiccup off of that play right there.
And the only good thing is that Auburn's DBs locked down.
Well,
and that happens. That happens.
They can do that.
317-1250. Josh, Johnny D, Andy, hang on. Let's go to Mark and Carrie. Hey, Mark.
Hey there. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Just hanging out there. Hey, you guys are doing a great job as usual. I don't even want to cover what all's been covered. We all know where we're hurting at. I did want to talk about Neal a little bit because I've been following that pretty closely. 12-4 is when the portal opens back up. So we need to have that's when the players are going to be picked and all that. What goes on that we don't know about? A good friend of mine in Alabama, he's an assistant attorney general down there, huge Alabama fan. And Alabama has a guy on the coaching staff that all he does is follow Division I players. And you can't contact the player directly. You can work through his ex-coach or his players or even friends or whatever. And this is what's being done. And they're not the only school doing this. So I hopefully have our cards in a row. The Bill Clark family it's amazing what they do for us to contribute all that money. But what I don't think people realize, or maybe they don't talk about it enough, is that the nil money, it's not a one-time gift. That money goes out. That's a contribution we have to, refurbish, every year. Or actually more than that, the second portal opening is April 15th of all days. But we really need to pay attention to this, and this NIL is going to require a lot of money. This isn't a one-time contribution. It's twice or 2 or 3 times a year, and that's all I had.
All right, Mark. Yeah, I mean, it's a new territory. This is the first time this week that John Gilbert's really come out and talked about it, I feel like, and trying to educate people on what it is. You guys were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks that don't understand it and what it is. So John Gilbert put out a From the Helm and talked about it a little bit. And you're right, it is something that has to be, and John Gilbert called it the new normal, and I guess that's what it is now.
Well, Mark made a good point, because unlike other initiatives, when you're talking about stadium expansions, you're talking about indoor practice facilities, it's usually a one-time gift, because once you build that facility or that do that upgrade, well, that money is what that is for. Well, NIL is a totally different situation, because these players are not going to say, okay, well, I want this one-time check. No, you got to pay. It's almost like it's a salary for these guys. So this NIL has to be replenished each year, because you're going to go through that entire NIL allotted money in 1 year, especially now when you have so many holes you've got to fill. So yeah, this is going to be a thing where, you know, it's great that these people are stepping up, but they're going to have to step up every year. And this is not something that is contractually binding. So that NIL could fluctuate from year to year, and that's going to be tough handling that situation. So the NIL, like I've said, it is a totally different animal now, and it's completely changed the landscape of college athletics.
317-1250. We go to Andy in Charlotte. Hey, Andy. Andy, your phone, you there? Can't hear you.
Gotta move.
Oh no, we got to give Andy another chance. But if it's Andy,
gotta come upstairs, Andy.
Andy,
come on, Andy,
try
come
again.
Through for us, man.
We ain't got you right now.
Oh God!
Hey, there you
is.
go, Andy.
God.
Yeah.
I haven't heard the song since 1983. In the Navy just played on my playlist. Can you believe that? Oh my God! What terrible timing to hear In the Navy. We stunk at the Navy, that is for sure. But, you know, hey, you know, we went to Annapolis, but, you know, if you recall, in the Charlotte game, we did not turn the ball over. And listen, well, you know, I tell you, I get texts from friends and former players, and they say, you know, we're not that far off. So we're right there, you know. So everybody just hang on. We're not that far off. And yeah, I got somebody here wants to talk to you. Do you got Coach Houston's here too? Do you guys want to talk to him? I mean, he's right here. I'm going to hand the phone over. Hopefully I don't turn it. I don't turn the phone over. But here he is. How's everybody doing? Obviously disappointed, especially after this week of practice. We're not going to point the fingers. And for those armchair fans with hate in their hearts, we want changes in terms of the offense. You know, we're going to look at ourselves. I'm going to enter a buzzword here. And, you know, we still got time to turn this thing around. The reason to hit the panic button. And, you know, I'll leave you with kids, compete, practice, go Pirates. And Coach Harrell's here too. I'll let you talk to Coach Harrell.
Oh, my God. Oh.
God help me.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that's the call of the year.
That's pretty good, Andy.
That is special.
Andy has a career.
Wow.
My favorite part is he knows when to end it. He is good at, you know,
oh my goodness,
hitting the punchline and ending the call.
And it doesn't go on too long, and it's perfect. And let me tell you what, that Houston voice, Donnie's good, but Houston
sounds just like
that's like AI stuff, man. I mean, you know what? We need to get him on the phones calling people asking for NIL.
There you go.
And saying it's Houston. I would do it in a heartbeat.
There you go.
Andy, we're going to hire you to get some NIL money through phone contributions. That's awesome.
Got to enter that buzzword. All right, Johnny D is up in Wilmington. What's up, Johnny?
Clip, come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
Man, he's a trip, man. That guy's a trip. Hey, I know you guys are ready to go to the house. I'll be very brief, man. I got nothing to add to what everybody else said. I just want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving, and thank you guys for what y'all do for Pirate Nation, man. The Shark, Shaquan McMillan's going to get a pick six tomorrow night on national TV. Y'all have a good night.
All right, I've enjoyed watching the former Pirate Jaquan McMillan making a huge name for himself this year with Johnny's Broncos.
Well, his name now is McMillions.
Well, that's Aikman and Buck were calling him McMillion.
And how about this? I went into a McDonald's the other day, and it said McMillions in there on something that I meant to take a picture of it, and it was hilarious. I was like, what a great, they don't have NIL in NFL now, but what a great sponsor.
Well, you can get a sponsorship.
Right.
Making plays.
That's McMillion, and he'll be getting those McMillions.
All right, I thought that was a catch, Jason, and James Madison was about to set up for a field goal. That was an interception.
Yes.
Yeah. And App State and James Madison, those fans have been up since 8 this morning at game day, and now they're going into overtime. So we'll keep an eye on that one here on the fifth quarter. All right, let's go to Josh in Chicago. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Clip. I'm just curious. Y'all think Blake Harrell will be here next year? And another thing, what do we do to get our offense on the same page as other teams in our conference right now? Because it seems like we can't, support ourselves with the NIL deal. I know it's a daggone beating a dead horse, but what's y'all's opinion on that?
I mean, that NIL thing took a big hit in a positive way this week, and they brought in some good funds on it. Look, you got to make major changes and a complete overhaul with the coordinator, with position coaches. I think the starting quarterback for next year is clearly not on this roster. I would hope.
Yeah.
Right now, so that's the only, and that's easier said than done. It's a lot of stuff you're going to have to change on that side of the ball. Will Blake Harrell be here? I know that they're going to do everything they can to keep him here. But man, Billy, we were talking about it today. Blake Harrell's a good soldier, but man, you think he wants to keep doing this?
No.
And giving up 7 and giving up 10 and 13 and losing?
Well, and not only that, man, did you see what they released this week on out there with Coach?
You're about to smack me. That fly's going to be on my face, and you're going to smack me.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can go and be making millions next year.
Oh, yeah. Talking about McMillions, man. That's the thing. And, keeping Blake is going to be tough. And as far as the fix, like I said earlier, I believe it's going to get worse before it gets better because there are so many holes. There's not a quick fix. And
it's going to get worse?
I'm serious.
You score negative points?
No, I'm serious. I don't see things getting better before they get a little worse. Because of the, like I said earlier, I think we're going to lose some people on defense.
Gotcha.
I really do.
Oh, you mean overall?
Overall,
okay,
yes. Overall. I'm sorry. Overall. So let me clarify myself. Overall. Mm-hmm. But I did want to make kind of an analogy. My wife says this all the time about stuff around the house when we have to do changes and stuff. And I get, kind of antsy. She says, baby, we got to crack some eggs before we can make an omelet. That's ECU. They're going to have a lot of egg cracking to do to get that omelet made.
Yeah. Well, some of that is, before you make that egg, you got to go heat up the frying pan and get the oil and all that too, right? So that means right now, we better be heating up the frying pan and saying, okay, what's the potential of us losing this guy, this guy, and let's be ahead of the curve a little bit too, right? I mean, because that's where it looks like we got stuck at. And I've heard the deal. We were looking for quarterbacks in the portal. We just missed on.
Yeah.
Right?
I've heard 3 quarterbacks in the portal that they were on heavy that they missed on.
They missed on. And so
and I hate to use missed on, but maybe got outbid.
Well, that's what I'm
on.
saying. And
right
now they realized. I mean, like when your first time going and negotiating with a player like that, you don't know. It's been new to these guys.
Right.
So you say now, wait, I got to come to the table and be able to offer this kid X amount of dollars to even get him here to come check out, to check us out or whatnot. So I think we'll be ahead of the curve when it comes to the experiences that we have had losing players to NIL and not being able to land recruits out of the portal. And that's why I said, my thing is I wouldn't just live totally in the portal because that's a bidding war in there. And that's okay. But you can still go. Who do you think is one of our best players on defense?
Siobhan Revel.
He's junior college.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
but he's one of those guys you got to secure for next year.
I totally agree. I totally agree because they're going to be, that kid is long and pretty. There will be some guys.
Oh, yeah. There'll be some suitors.
All right. Thanks for the call, Josh. 317-1250. Jason, you heard of this guy?
Who?
Jeff Connors from Greenville.
I've heard of Jeff Connors.
Wow. Coach Connors joining us on the fifth quarter. What's up, Coach?
What's happening, man?
See.
Hey, I actually had to take myself through some parasympathetic breathing because I got a lot of emotion involved in this. About close to 20 years of it. So just a couple things. I've been quietly digesting the successes and failures of the program and I guess purposely keeping my opinions to myself and just simply support the players, particularly the ones I had the honor to coach. And the Sports Objective gave me an opportunity to do a podcast. And so I said yes to that because I wanted to be able to reconnect with a lot of the guys that I had coached because that's always very rewarding to me. Now, when Coach Houston came in, he said he needed to change the culture. And I want to talk about that for a minute. Because the culture that we had in the 90s, to me, was very special in that we accomplished a lot of things that a lot of people did not think that we could do. And through this podcast, I've had a chance to reconnect with, and I would encourage anybody to go on YouTube and listen to these, not for my benefit, but to understand guys like Rod Coleman, Pharrell Williams, Terrence Copper, and most recently David Burnell, a.k.a. The Flea. These were guys who had been through a lot growing up and accomplished some incredible things in their life. And they were all Pirates. David Burnell right now is currently a movie star and a rapper, and he just came out with an album. Rod Coleman, after many, many years, Pro Bowler, was finally put in the Hall of Fame. Pharrell Williams has been coaching in the NFL for many years. Terrence Copper got out of the NFL and spends his whole life trying to help young people here locally. And those are the things that were really important to me, the people that I had an opportunity to coach that basically created the culture. And I won't even say created the culture. I'm going to say recaptured the culture because I want to give credit to a lot of Pirates before 1991, particularly during the Ed Emery era where my good friend Mike Gentry was the strength coach, who ended up being the strength coach at Virginia Tech for 29 years and was sent into early retirement like myself. Those guys had a culture. I think we did a good job recapturing that and establishing it through the 90s. So I'm not really sure what part of the culture had to be changed, but I would like to say that it needed to be recaptured. Now, I'm not sure that's happened so far, but I will say the defense will come out and hit you in the mouth week in and week out, and anybody can be proud of that. And personally, I don't care if Mike Houston's here tomorrow or 20 years from now. And so, I'm not in a situation where I want to be critical. I only want to make maybe a couple points. And, I was one of those people that wanted to come back to East Carolina, to Greenville for life. And that's why I'm still living here, and I'm still a Pirate fan. I enjoy Greenville. I enjoy Emerald Isle. I enjoy this part of the country. Through the 90s, I was able to gain many great friendships with influential people in the Pirate community, which I still treasure to this day. But I also had to overcome 10 years of going up to enemy territory, where we played East Carolina 5 times during the time I was there. So I figured, well, if I come back to ECU, I may still have a couple enemies laying in the weeds. I wasn't sure. But when I was at Carolina, I gave $5,000. I bought a locker, not at Carolina, but also in the locker room at East Carolina while I was at Carolina. When I came back, I maintained my Pirate Club membership every year. And I bought another blocker in basketball, I think, for $3,000. Now, that's not a whole lot of money, but I wanted to make sure that people knew that I had that type of commitment to the program. I was willing to put my own money in it. So, I'd never think about calling in unless I thought I had something fairly intelligent to offer, but it's just difficult to remain silent after I put 2 decades of my life into that sideline. And and this call was really not about me. Even though I've got a couple, I guess you could say, proverbial left jabs and a right hook I'd like to throw. If this team gets beat by Tulsa, I might call and throw them. But
get ready for those dialing fingers first, Coach, because that might happen.
But as a staff member during the Montgomery years, it's very difficult to stand on the sideline and stomach watching the defense take the field and give up an average of 49 points a game in that year. So I get it. I understood why people were upset. It was ridiculous. And I probably would have been fine to retire at that point just to never have to stand there and watch the defense. And I do have, with that being said, I do have to toss in the fact that I did coach 11 bowl qualified teams at East Carolina, so I'm very proud of that. So anyway, as I watched the offense today, I ended up with the same exact sick feeling in my stomach. But maybe you're not to the same level. Well, actually, maybe to a higher level, because with Montgomery, at least I could reminisce on the wins over UNC and NC State and BYU, which I think those were some significant accomplishments. But I just got one question, and I'm going to let it go. But my question is this, how much better is this program in year 5 than Montgomery was in year 3? Now, my opinion is, because of the success of the defense, I'd give this program the edge at this point. But he's also had 5 years. And like I say, this is not about me calling in and criticizing Mike Houston. It's about me calling and expressing the love I have for this program that I've always had, the appreciation that I've had for being able to come back, and how much joy I get out of now reconnecting with the guys that I coached. And, man, that's about all I got to say.
Coach C, we appreciate you calling in, and definitely your passion for this program has been unmatched. You were the reason, as a player, we played the way we did, and you gave us that identity of we were never going to give up. You know, we did some tough things in the offseason that made us what we were on the field, and you put us through a lot of tough stuff when we were here. And not because you was being mean, it was because of your passion for what you wanted us to accomplish while we were here. And that's why everybody loves you, and that's why you always remain a big part of who we are as Pirates, because we knew how passionate you were about this place. And that's what is sometimes frustrating as a Pirate when you sit here and you watch. And I'm like you. I don't want to criticize Coach Houston. I don't want to talk bad about players. I just want to talk about my feelings and my emotions of what I experienced when I watch these games. And I hear it in the voices that call in here to express their frustration. And it's tough, man. I mean, like you said, you know, you were a guy, you were one of those coaches that wanted to be a lifer here. And unfortunately, it didn't happen for you. We had other coaches that wanted to do the same. And, man, I'm almost trying not to get emotional.
I know, I see it.
But hopefully we'll get it back there, man, because it was guys like you why we played so hard.
And let me just say this, too. Coach C, I have talked to numerous former players that played under you, and all of them have said pretty much the same thing. There were times when I hated that man because I thought that he had it out for me because of the way he trained me, the early mornings, the relentless training that went into it. And then they would, in the same breath, say, now I love that man and I would do anything. I would run through a brick wall for him because it made me a better man. It made me a better football player. It made me a better father. It made me a better husband. So I thank you for Pirate Nation for what you've done for those players, because that's what they needed. And that's why I hear the passion in your voice. I see it sitting right next to me. And we just need that back, and we need those people that want to be Pirates here. And I appreciate that, Coach.
Well, thank you very much. And I will say this, I probably was mean if we lost.
Oh, I've seen some of the mean. But look, I say it's like, you know, you have to treat these young men like a father would treat a child, to let them know that you love them more than anything on the face of this earth, but you'll be the first one to step up and tear a knot in them if they step out of line, and you're going to be hard on them. And those players appreciate that and love it and want it. All the entire time that they are cussing you and say that they don't want it, they do. So I appreciate that.
Well, and I'm going to tell you guys this. You guys don't know this, and I won't say any names, Coach C, but it extends beyond the football field, because I know personally he has helped former Pirates with things in their life right now to this day. He's given financial money to guys to help them out in their life today. How many coaches do you know that would do that?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that, you know, and that's why we love him, is because we knew why he was doing the things he was doing, because he was doing it for for the betterment of us as men. And if you're coaching and you're not worried about making these guys better, if all you're worried about is how they execute on the field, you've lost the whole meaning of being a coach.
And how to get your next job.
That's the age we live in right now, though.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, fellas. You know, we all love the Pirate Nation. We love our experience with the Pirates. And all I got to say is that guy that had the personal foul, the offensive lineman at the end of the game, he'd still be running the stadium right now. I just let you know that. All right, I'm going to go. Love you.
All right, Coach C. Love you, man.
All right, it's Jeff Connors calling in. Dang, Jason, you got the chat gang tearing up over here, man.
Man, it's personal, brother.
Good stuff.
It is.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, what we got, Shirley? Last call? Last call for your calls. Okay, so almost last call for your calls. We'll see if Drew and Brooks hung on. If not, we're going to have some open lines, 317-1250. We'll get back to a crazy finish. App State has defeated James Madison in overtime. James Madison gets College Game Day, and James Madison gets their first loss of the year. App State wins it in dramatic fashion. More to go. Back with you after this.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Nothing freshens up a space like a new coat of paint, and no one east of Raleigh makes painting easier than CertaPro. Residential or commercial, inside and outside, CertaPro is your dependable painting experts. CertaPro's concern is about getting your painting done right and making sure you're satisfied. Whether you have a large or small job, professional quality is what you will get. Let us come to your home or business and give you a free quote. CertaPro takes all the worry away from your painting project. Go to CertaPro.com and click on Clayton Greenville. That's CertaPro. CertaPro.
This is Talbot Green with Integrity Home Mortgage. Are you ready and pre-approved if the home you want to purchase comes for sale today? This is a very important step when trying to purchase a home in the current market. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of loan programs. Our team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir has over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
Braxton Green, NMLS 222-3878. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender, NMLS 208-516.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership, savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package, too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock. Now, with the Pirate Radio scoreboard, here's Shirley Rhodes.
All right, as Clip mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, Appalachian State kicks a field goal, and they beat James Madison 26-23 in overtime. In other games, Rice gets a win over Charlotte 28-7. It was West Virginia beating Cincinnati 42-21. In the fourth quarter, with less than a minute to go, Arizona's going to win this one over Utah 35-16 is that score. Virginia leading Duke 27-19 in the fourth quarter. It is Temple and UAB tied at 24 apiece in the fourth quarter. NC State all over Virginia Tech 35-14 in the third quarter. Iowa trailing Illinois 10-9 in the third quarter. UCLA leads USC 14-10. Georgia has a 31-10 lead over Tennessee in the third quarter, and Clemson has a 14-7 lead over North Carolina in the third quarter. Ohio State all over Minnesota 27-0, and Notre Dame leading Wake Forest 31-7. That is a look at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, brought to you by The Buck. They have all the fun for your Sunday Fun Day covered. Every Sunday, kick off the day at The Buck with the largest 4K screen in Greenville with 18 TVs, so you don't miss any of the action. They'll have mimosa specials, a Bloody Mary menu, pizza all day from Pizza Hut, and don't forget the weekly jersey giveaway starting at 5 o'clock. Score every Sunday at The Buck. Now let's head back in to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Cliff.
All right, back with you on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Long one tonight, 317-1250. Let's see if the folks hung on the Pirate Radio live line, starting with Drew in Asheville. Hello, Drew.
Hey, guys.
Wow. Hey, I'm impressed. Good job, Drew.
Of course. Sorry I'm a little late to the somber party, but I just got off work and watched the game and not sure what's been talked about, but I'm sure it's about firing coaches and lack of offense and whatnot. But something ironic, I was listening to Coach Connors. I always call my dad, who's a Pirate Club member, season ticket holder, graduate of East Carolina. And it was just one of the memories of mine was I was 12 years old, and we're at Brook Valley Country Club. I used to drive golf carts for the players, and we're sitting out on the patio, and Coach Connors walks by, and we're talking about the 46 or 57-0 game that we just lost to Syracuse, and somebody made a little snide comment about conditioning, and Coach Connors goes and hits his tee shot on number 10 and drives his cart and hits his second shot, and then drives back up and pulls up a chair and says, "Was that comment meant towards me?" And from that point forward, I was like, I love that guy. But I think that was just, that was just an era of Pirate football that I love. I've got, Junior Smith and Marcus Crandall and Nichols and, just hanging on my wall of just that was the good times of Pirate football, and just seeing that he cared so much about what he did for the school. Some people might have taken it the wrong way, but from that point forward, I was like, okay, Coach Connors is somebody that I would want to play for. He's got my back, and whatnot. So I thought that was pretty ironic how I just listened to him talk, and now I'm next in line, following up after him. But, like I said, just catching up, offense just, 0 points for the first time in 26 years. You want to see some type of change or improvement or something. And I'm just not seeing it. And it's very, frustrating. Like I've seen the defense stick with it and kind of just, I've seen the defense improve throughout the year. But this, as far as offense goes, it's just, it's hard to watch. And there's got to be some changes, and I hope there is. If there's not, if there's not, then there's got to be, somebody has to be held accountable on that. I kept hearing the announcers say, we haven't had any drives longer than 5 plays. I think went into the late third quarter or fourth quarter. How can you just not have a drive consecutive longer than 5 plays? That's just absurd. I think, I heard y'all talking about New Mexico State and da-da-da-da-da. You got to be able to move the football at some point. I see Brock Spalding getting a lot of playing time, but the ball's never thrown his way. It's just you're putting people out there that the defense just knows, okay, he's not going to get the ball. we throw those little flat routes to Riles, the tight end. I know Calhoun is hurt, but it's just a 2-yard pass every time, just out in the flat, fake the run left, throw it right. We're not seeing Edmonds. We're not seeing Gunn. I just don't – I'm kind of speechless when it comes to just what we're doing or what we're trying to do. Have we ran a trick play all year? Have we tried to do a halfback pass or a flea flicker or just, something? Let's just, what we're doing is not working, so at least try something else. You guys are in eastern North Carolina. I'm in the western part of the state. Is the high school football in eastern North Carolina to the point where we can maybe get back to recruiting our, east of 95 and maybe the NIL to these country boys is going to be a bigger factor as opposed to going to Georgia and Florida and whatnot, I don't know. I know there was Gurley and, the Tarboro, Hadlock, whatnot, those types of, pipeline, I guess you could say. But that's just a question for y'all. I feel like we're going more out of state. I feel like with the NIL, maybe keep it closer to eastern North Carolina, and maybe that money factor is a little bit more intriguing to them. And then just to leave it on the last note, the worst thing that I'm taking out of this is NCAA 2024 football comes out next year, and I'm super excited about that. But our offense is going to be absolutely horrible. As always, appreciate you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Go Pirates.
All right. Yeah, I like that last point, Drew. I don't know about the other stuff. And I agree with Andy in the chat. I was about to say that. We can't execute a simple play. I don't think the coaches trust these guys to execute a trick play. I'd love to see one, but I don't know if I want to see the result.
We were calling for those earlier this year, but yeah, after watching it time and time again, I don't know if they could pull it off. It's frustrating all the way around.
Let's go to Brooks in New York. What's up, Brooksy?
What's up, guys?
I knew you would hang on, Brooks. I had no doubt.
Yeah, well, you guys running up my minutes here.
Should be unlimited.
Is that
Brooks.
still a thing?
It's anytime minutes.
Yeah, I think so. Now. But yeah, we're getting set up for our hockey broadcast tonight, and I thought I'd call in. I hadn't heard a call since Kyle from LaGrange earlier in the show before I made my way over to the arena for tonight. And obviously I called in while Coach Connors was going on, and I almost got emotional hearing Jason get emotional, listening to Coach Connors getting emotional. So it just kind of a big trickle-down effect for everybody. So I thought he did a great job bringing it up. I just want to bring up a personal kind of story and tie it in a little bit. And senior year of high school, when I was playing football, I was an offensive player, and we were struggling, first 3 games of the year, went into the bye week, and the coach changed the offense on us, kind of. We went from, running like the spread offense that we had run the year before, and it wasn't working, 0-3, and we changed it, and we kind of adopted like the wing T offense, using an extra offensive lineman, having another guy in the backfield, and we weren't barn burners the rest of the year, but we were able to get a couple of wins underneath our belt and beat some teams that beat us the year before in the second half of the season. And just a little disappointed that at no point this season we saw any change in a game plan, schematics, formation, really. It was all the same no matter what, no matter who we were playing. Hard to believe that we were able to score against Michigan, but we couldn't score against Navy. I don't know if somebody brought that up earlier in the night or not. And everybody wants to talk about NIL this, NIL that, and this is maybe, a 25-year-old old man yelling at the clouds and telling them people to get off their lawn. But, we just lost to a team today that has no NIL money whatsoever because Service Academy players can't get it. They're talking about players on the stream and talking about, both his parents were in jail and he's raising his younger siblings. And he's going to do this once he graduates from the Naval Academy, everything like that. He's not getting NIL money. And, we got people talking about on Twitter that, their kid's not getting enough playing time or not getting enough touches on the ball. And it just kind of puts things in perspective of where our program is right now. And I just think that the heart and the character, like Coach Connors talked about, has gone missing, and it's time to reclaim all that. I wish I could stay on and hear what you guys had to say about it, but I'm going to hang up. I'll listen to this tomorrow on YouTube once Glenn uploads it. So you guys do a great job. Happy Thanksgiving, and go Pirates.
Thank you, Brooks. Good to hear from you, buddy. The frustrating part is I think we saw a team change up what they do on offense and come to Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium and beat us in the form of Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
They said, hey, what we're doing ain't working. We're going to go to this quarterback. Yep. This is his strength. We can't do much, but we can do this pretty well. So let's do it. And they came here and got a win, whereas we have seen
the same old thing over and over and over again.
Yeah. All right.
That's what's frustrating to me about not seeing Jeter at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. I just don't understand it. And has anybody... did anybody in the post game ask him why there wasn't a quarterback change? I mean, you went into the season saying we have two quarterbacks, but you went and you rode that same horse that was obviously lame going the entire way.
Yeah, I thought we might see a change at halftime.
I mean, even if it was Garcia, that's still showing that, okay, well, this isn't working. Let's try something different. And we didn't see that.
All right, last call for your calls, 317-1250.
Before we go to break, Billy, you were asking about why there wasn't a quarterback change. There was actually a clip. It's up on our social media on Twitter. He says that, and I'm quoting Mike Houston here, it says, "We had to throw the football to have a chance to win," end quote. And that was his response to the question of not making a change at quarterback today.
So he's saying that Mason Garcia cannot throw the football. His quarterback can't throw the football.
We've seen that.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
Right.
And you know what's frustrating about that is we heard all offseason and all the time prior leading up to this that he had such a big arm.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong on that, right?
You're not wrong at all.
Okay, I just want to make sure we were talking about the same person.
Yeah, same person.
Big arm Garcia.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Cannon.
Right.
But
Cannon. But we're not going to he can't throw.
Yep.
So then what about Jeter?
He can't throw.
Oh, he can't throw. We've got three quarterbacks.
We don't have a quarterback. We kind of knew it week 1. We definitely know it week 11. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Okay.
Daniel says that's not the whole quote. You can go see the whole quote on
Yes, I know that's not the whole
YouTube.
quote. I just said
Daniel,
that one
can you
line.
type out the whole quote for us?
Yeah.
I'll look at it in the break.
317-1250. We'll wrap it up when we return after this. The brunch is back. The famous brunch buffet at Fifth Street Hardware has a variety of breakfast and lunch items from 10:30 to 2, including an omelet station and prime rib, and a special Sunday cocktail menu, including mimosa flights. Don't forget, Fifth Street Hardware has lunch specials every day, along with over 40 beers on tap. Trivia Wednesday, live music every Thursday night, and a late night menu through the weekend. Visit FifthStreetHardware.com or give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram for a weekly lineup and more. Go Pirates!
Are you having a hard time participating in the activities you love due to pain? Well, then you need a good stretch or perhaps a massage. At Bodies in Balance, they offer massage therapy, assisted stretching, and Graston techniques to help provide solutions. With years of experience, the team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that is right for you. Mention Pirate Radio to get your first free stretch and your first massage for only $1 per minute. Call 916-4530 to get on the schedule, or you can visit them online at bodiesinbalance.com.
Gobble up savings at your CBD store with their daily in-store specials. If you struggle with sleep, anxiety, or pain, your CBD store has what you need. Did you know their Delta gummies are the #1 in the world? They also have Delta seltzers, THCA flower, and pre-rolls, as well as gifts, jewelry, and accessories. They even have pet products for your furry friends. So stop by your CBD store today, open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 7, and located at 420 East Arlington Boulevard. Go Pirates!
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Good news, business travelers. PGV and American Airlines has added a new early morning flight available now. Book today at aa.com and be on time for that connection in Charlotte. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American flights perfect for your next trip. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
Looking for a hometown service in a hometown atmosphere? Look no further than G.W. Walker & Sons in downtown Washington. Randy and Carolyn Walker will work with you to make your home renovations come to life. At G.W. Walker & Sons, we offer a wide selection of flooring for your home, office, church, or school, along with expert installation. Stop by G.W. Walker & Sons at 203 West Main Street in downtown Washington, and let's start making those dreams come true. G.W. Walker & Sons, serving Eastern North Carolina since 1946. Go Pirates!
Jimmy John's has great taste wrapped up. All your favorite Jimmy John's sandwiches are now available as a wrap. Enjoy all natural meats, cheeses, and hand-sliced veggies, bundled into a convenient grab-and-go wrap that's made when you order it. Top it off with sensational sides, including new home-style potato salad and bow tie pasta salad. Wrap your taste buds around Jimmy John's new wraps. And don't forget their loyalty app with a free sandwich after your first visit. Jimmy John's in Greenville and Wilson, and online at jimmyjohns.com.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter postgame call-in show. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 317-1250 on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Getting ready to wrap it up. Before we do, we'll go to Williamsburg and talk to Jay. What's up, Jay? Bye, Jay. Our Brown and Wood drive of the game is about to be the drive we take home, fellas.
Yes.
All right. Because we did not have a touchdown drive or a field goal drive in this game. But thank you to Brown and Wood, serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina since 1937. Brown and Wood, your #1 dealership in Greenville. brownandwoodauto.com is where you go online, and you can go to Brown and Wood on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville.
Do you have the drive charts by chance?
I just looked it up with Jason a moment ago.
I'm just wondering what the longest drive was, plays and yards. Yeah, is there
one is the one that
what's the longest one?
I'll go over all of them real quick because it's there were 13, which Jason, you thought that was a pretty good number, but thanks to our defense, right, forcing turnovers and punts. We had drives in this game. You know, usually what would you expect going into a Navy game, Jason? Like
8 to maybe 9 possessions.
We had 13 possessions. All right, Weave. This looks like.
Can I guess? Because I have not looked at the drives. I would say
our longest one.
6 plays, 35 yards. Am I close?
It was the one where we missed a field goal, I believe. Let's see. There's a 5 play.
That was after a turnover.
5 play.
So it wouldn't have been a lot of plays.
Why am I not seeing the missed field goal here? Yeah, I thought I saw an 8-play drive in here somewhere, and now for some reason, there it is. No, it was 5 plays.
5 plays.
So I think 5. We had 5 multiple times, and the end of game we had 6 plays.
Okay, for how many
9
yards?
9 plays. Here we go. 9 plays, 23 yards in 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Was that the field goal?
That was when it was 10-0 and we didn't get it on 4th down.
Gotcha. So that was the end of the game. Towards
the one before the end of the game.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Our longest drives were the 2 drives at the end of the game, as far as plays go.
Right.
How do you go 9? How do you get 23 yards in 9 plays?
Because you go for it on 4th down, or 4th and short.
Frustrating. All right. Let's wrap it up. Joey, thank you, buddy. Long day for you. Appreciate it. Shirley, good work as always. J. Nick, appreciate you so much. We've enjoyed it, buddy.
Thank you.
We got one more. One more. Hopefully this fly will be gone by next Saturday. I'll make sure it's gone by Monday when you get here.
We'll starve it to death.
Not around here.
10.
There's always food here.
10-0.
That's the only reason I come in.
You're final today. Ugly.
For them wings over.
Appreciate you people, though, for hanging out with us, calling in, tuning in, chatting with us. Enjoyed it. We'll be back with you Monday on Pirate Radio Live. Brian Bailey Show Monday at noon. And back with you 10 a.m. next Saturday for the final edition of the Bud Light pregame tailgate. And after the game, the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter call-in show. For the crew here, I'm Clip Rock. Appreciate y'all, and we'll see you next week.
You have been listening to the